And we're live! Hello, and welcome back to another session of Ellseworld. I'll talk more about what Ellseworld is if you don't already know, and a bit more about what happened at last session very soon. But before all of that nonsense, we're going to introduce my lovely players here, starting as always with this lovely fellow on my right.
Oh, hello, I'm Kane. I can't think of one intro that will last long enough, so I created a wheel of intros instead. This time I'm actually going to spin it in the camera, and there's one I'm hoping it won't land on. Jam, sorry, you're disappearing for a bit.
That's fine.
Oh, cool. Today I'm just going to do a little shout out to Jamie.
Hi.
I love your t-shirt.
Thanks, man.
I love your vibes.
Thank you.
I'll be playing Reed Bogwater, who is a small little fairy druid. They're very upbeat. They're very cute, and the art for them, which you'll see down in the bottom right, is done by, I've completely forgotten the name, Sid Idiot on every social media. Just click the link, you'll find him.
Hey, I'm Dan. I'll be playing Quinn, the Changeling Wizard. Their art is done by Michaelis Moshu. You can find them on Twitter and Instagram. They're amazing. They're also just a very lovely human being. Please go and check them out. Go and commission do some lewd art, because they're very good at it.
Oh, is it me?
It's you.
What time is it? I haven't got my glasses
It is
Quarter Chic Hill?
7:39.
7:39.
Yeah.
It's Tom time. The alarm is set. Did you know vegetables are actually fake? They're not real.
Is that your mushroom fact for the day?
Is made up by big fruit?
It's always a... It's a plant fact. I do plant facts.
Right.
I do nature facts.
Okay.
It's not just mushroom facts.
Okay.
Although I might have actually only done mushroom facts so far. No, I did moss.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
I did actually have I had like information to back up the fact that vegetables are fake.
Okay.
It's actually just mostly a culinary term. So whenever like a scientist in a scientific way, if they're referring to a vegetable, that just means plant. That just means plant matter. So tomato is actually, it's a fruit and a vegetable. But none of it really matters because we'll all die. I'm Tom.
In Ellseworld, there are very specific rules as to what is a vegetable.
Oh, really? Well, there we are then.
So do away with all that.
Yeah.
Leave that at the door. Sorry, continue.
I'm playing a man made of soil. Is he real?
No.
Yeah.
What's his
Is he a
name?
vegetable?
His name's Appleby Oakwood. My name's Tom, and this person's name.
What's your artist's name?
Oh, sure, it's JPEG.
And this person's name is...
Here's Cal. Hello.
Woo!
Jams, did you check your emails before you got here?
No.
Fuck, we'll have to do that next week then. Okay. I'm Cal. I'm playing Shadow. He's a Loxodon rogue. Art was by Artie Farty, who you can find on Instagram, Twitter, and where they live. Jamie.
Hello, I'm Jamie. This week I was betrayed by God, so I will no longer be doing religious intros. I'm on atheism now. I will be playing Coroner. They are the Warforged cleric of unknown alignment. So yeah, general not good vibes from them guys. I wouldn't trust them.
Checkmate, God.
Who's your art by?
Really bad weather _ art on the Instas.
Nice. Good job.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Jams. For security purposes, my gender is changed on a weekly basis. This week, I'm going to identify as the cool uncle. Let's go to the movies together. I'll make you get McDonald's afterwards. I won't tell your mum.
I'm in.
Yeah, soul.
I'll be everyone's cool uncle.
Should we bin this off and go?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
go.
Morbius is bad.
Hell yeah.
McDonald's on jams. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I'll take you all out for dinner. This week, as I do every week, don't know why I said this week, I'll be playing Rodeo, the Dragonborn gunslinger, also known as Knife Grandma, after last session. Watch out for that knife. She can and will use it. The art for her was done by the fantastic Sualainen Salaka, who is on Twitter and Tumblr. And you can see all of the very cool art scrolling by in the doobly-doo. And I believe all of the artists' credits are listed in a list down below the stream as well. So you go check them all out and tell them that they did a great job.
Very true. The other thing you'll find down below is for 150 bits, you can affect the game. You can give advantage or disadvantage to a player or the DM, or for 750 bits / £5, you could give a critical success or a critical fail to said player or DM. But that's not the only way you can affect the game,
Isn't it?
Patreon.
Oh, fuck, yeah, right. We have a Patreon. You can subscribe to that. I'll tell you about everything else that you can get on there later, or you can check the link. But for now, what's interesting is if you donate £5 a month, that's not much, you can get into polls, which will give one player a nat 20 or crit fail, and another player a disadvantage or advantage to a roll. That's like £25 to £35 worth of value for £5. You should definitely do that. This week, Dan, have yourself a nat 20.
Holy shit. Thank you.
And Kane, roll off against me for that advantage.
Oh, go on then. Should we do it with the big dice?
Yeah, we have.
Big dice.
Yeah.
Oh.
You did!
Yeah.
Kane gets an advantage.
You got to pay for pizza.
I've got to pay for pizza.
Oh. I was hoping you would pay for pizza.
I've already paid before. I've lost so many rollers today.
Thanks, gang. Leading back into the fantasy world known as Ellseworld and the story so far. Oh, I should probably also introduce myself. Hi, it's me, it's Elliot. This campaign is called Ellseworld because I couldn't sleep.
Is that?
Yes. Anyway, in the fantasy world, yes, our adventurers, last you found them, were in the town of Riapriz, investigating a magical rift opening, employed by a supposed dragonborn merchant by the name of Faisal, who had gone there to see if a certain somebody was coming out. This certain somebody that he was looking for was the heir to the dwarven throne, Princess Illyria, who has supposedly disappeared in a rift very much like this one to the First World many, many years ago. It was unfortunately not Princess Illyria who came through this opening rift, but it was one of her close associates, a gnomish fellow by the name of Aldous Cragmane, who was a member of her kind of retinue of bodyguards / advisors known as her Vaktari, and he was the kind of magical expert of that group known as the Weave. After having some conversations with them, and after Appleby mysteriously disappearing after a combat with the gallants that you had after Appleby was dumping the bodies and seemingly disappeared, you watched this from afar. You were having a conversation with Aldous and Faisal, and you were asking them a little bit about what the fuck was going on with the world. Aldous talked a little bit about the old magic and the Genesis, explaining what exactly it was that Princess Illyria went to the First World to try and find out, and Faisal and Digby revealed to you that they are in fact dragons, and they had been sent here by the Dragon King in order to help kind of find and safely ferry this Princess Illyria back to the Golden Tooth before it all went a bit awry for them. As we stand now, you have a couple of you have just been out shopping, getting a few little things like gunpowder and firearms.
And I bought a keg of gunpowder last time. It was you, of course. It was you. I couldn't remember.
Yes, a few of you went shopping. I think a few of you just stayed and chilled at the High House as well. I think Coroner you did because you had been busted up pretty badly.
And Jamie was busted up pretty badly. I think DMing was taking it out of me.
Yeah, I think us three stayed at the house and you two went shopping.
Yeah.
Something
And
like that. No,
after
Regan went.
No, I went.
Oh,
I was whittling a cow on your head.
Yes.
Shall we say I did your... Because I was going to do a medical examination on you. So we have time. If you want us to retroactively
Quinn would
do
probably
that.
want it to be a bit more private than where we are.
Okay.
But yes, coming back into the session, we'll cut back to the two of you who were at High House waiting. Is there anything you guys would have done in the time spent while the other three were out shopping?
Oh, Coroner would say exactly that to you.
I'd rather, I think, somewhere a bit more private than a stranger's house.
Fair enough.
But yes, still would.
Wait.
And then, I don't know, I guess Quinn would just kind of wait around for the fishing trip.
Cool. You're kind of waiting for. Where would you be waiting? Kind of in High House. Would you go? Would you try and like go and see any other parts of it, or would you just kind of wait out on the balcony with the other NPCs that are here with you, which is Faisal, Aldous, Digby, and Lyra?
Probably just be sat dangling my feet off the balcony,
Cool.
looking over the city.
Coroner's sticking with the dragons and probably advising that they're inside rather than just out exposed on the balcony.
Cool. Yeah. After saying this, kind of like Faisal. That seems fair. Yes, we'll head inside. And himself and Digby kind of go in, and Aldous kind of, should I go in as well, do you think?
Yes, that's probably ways too.
Oh, okay. And you kind of, they're ushered into a fairly nice like kind of lounge area where they just kind of sit and continue having the drinks and chatting. You see as certainly Faisal and Aldous seem to have a lot to talk about. Kind of they share a lot of the same kind of like fields of interest, and you hear them kind of discussing some things as they're kind of walking on in there. Are you going to go with them, or would you stay out on the balcony?
I go with them.
Cool.
I'll stay pretty close behind.
Quinn, what you see from the balcony after the other three have been gone for a little while is you see, again, this kind of same bright light that you saw earlier that day when Appleby first vanished. You see this kind of begin to emanate from the ground, creating this ring of runes, which you would have a look at and see immediately that this is some kind of magical effect going on down there. You see this kind of pall of smoke once again appear, this tinged red smoke appear down on the dockyards and kind of clump together in the shape of a person, quickly dissipate, and you see Appleby Oakwood standing there looking around, seemingly alone.
From the same place that they disappeared.
Almost exactly.
I'll like go wide-eyed, and I think Quinn probably falls backwards off the balcony, landing on their back.
When you arrive as well, could you both just give me perception checks, please?
How long would he have been gone, like in-game time?
Yeah, a couple of hours. Nat 20?
Nice.
So not even that long enough for us to start worrying about him, I guess.
Not overly. It was about the time that you spent kind of talking. It was, probably like from late morning to early afternoon.
Okay.
I only got a 9.
Only got a 9? Yeah, you arrive back kind of with this smoke occluding a lot of your kind of senses, and with this kind of like change in atmosphere, temperature, and everything here, you're just kind of really struggling to kind of pick up on anything in a bit of a daze. Quinn, on the other hand, you spot as Appleby comes through, and you also see a couple of other little flashes, almost too quick to perceive, but it looks like something came through with him. It almost was occluded by this smoke that kind of followed Appleby through, but there was definitely more than one kind of flash of appearance there. But now that you're looking, you can't see anything from here.
Notice that. I'll have to get up on my knees, kind of looking over the balcony, and then I'll go over to the window and be like, Appleby just reappeared.
I activate combat stance? What am I meant to do with that?
He's down on the docks, but do you want to go? We should probably get him.
Right, I'll stay with this lad.
I'll take off my
I've
tiara.
already proven myself good at fights defending the dragon, so I think I'm the best one to stay.
Take off my tiara, wrap my heavy cloak around me, and I will change into one of the drow mages that I saw down on the docks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you do so. You take on this very kind of grey-skinned, lithe, tall appearance of this kind of drow person that you saw in this long red robe as you stroll out of High House down.
I'll run. I'll jog.
You'll jog?
Yeah.
Cool. As you begin jogging down Appleby, you've just appeared on the docks in a very similar place to where you had left off. You see now kind of the bodies of the gallants seem to have floated a fair way out to sea, not really being able to see any of them around after you pushed them out over this thing earlier. And after your expedition with this strange figure, you kind of arrive here and in a bit of a daze. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Look down to sort of the docks and sort of make sure that the bodies that I was putting in the river were all in the river and I didn't accidentally leave any of them out.
There are none here anymore, certainly. Pretty easy to tell that. You actually see as a lot of the kind of like parts of the market are being kind of dragged back into place at this point. They're kind of starting to bring things back to business as usual.
After all that. After that mass murder in the courtyard, it's the back up.
Business as usual, just sleep all the way.
Yeah, I just sort of meander, I suppose, back towards town. I don't know where anyone is.
Cool.
I don't know how long I've been gone.
Yeah, you certainly, with your perception check that you rolled as well, you don't really spot anything out of the ordinary going on. As you kind of begin walking back to the town, Quinn, from this kind of like vantage, you can actually see Appleby and kind of almost track his progress a bit. So eventually, when you kind of get down to the second level, you kind of bump into each other.
Oh, good. It's me, Quinn.
Oh, hey.
Where have you been? We saw you disappear.
Oh.
And there was another figure with you just then? I saw the briefest flash, the red magic.
There shouldn't be another figure with me. How big?
About your height-ish.
You wouldn't have been able to
Red
gauge the size
flashes.
from what you saw.
Cool. Couple of red flashes. Not sure. What the hell happened?
Well, I was up in the Cape of Borea.
That's very far.
It wasn't too
Where did-
far. Didn't take too long.
We can question you in a bit. The streets may not be safe. We're in High House currently, and we're planning a fishing trip.
We don't know that.
We're in Hay House.
No, with Rodgod. Oh, the fishing trips with Rodgod. We're in High House.
Okay. This isn't Hay House.
No, I spotted you from all the way up there, and I point back up towards where the house is.
Yeah.
Got being stuff sneaky about this and our motives.
Spotted me all the way from the Cape of Borea.
I'm gonna put my arm around and just be like, no. Suddenly reappear all like through the streets, just like as this mage, just like cool. Try and get Appleby back to what I believe is safety.
Cool, yeah. As you begin heading up, the three of you actually encounter these two figures at the doorway to High House. You all begin to congregate at the same moment at the kind of doorway there.
Oh, hey guys!
You're back.
He just reappeared at the docks. There was like a red flash.
Fucking
Oh.
weird.
Is that just like a thing you can do?
I didn't do it.
Who did? Where the fuck have you been?
I've been up in the Cape of Borea.
Do we know where that is?
Yeah, you would know. Right.
Oh, fuck me, okay.
I can do the map on the stream as well for the gang.
We're
So
there.
they're currently here in this
Okay.
town of Ria
All right,
Priz.
a long way away.
Yeah.
Where Applebee's saying they are is up here.
All the way up there. Okay.
I saw another figure with them.
Right.
Was it? Did you? Was it a fella with like a big set of armor?
I didn't see any of the detail.
Well, this has changed ever so slightly. Not intentionally.
Reed, Rodeo, and Shadow, you could all also give me a perception check as you come into close area with Appleby.
Oh god.
17.
17, cool.
Has Appleby been like replaced by a mimic?
Oh,
Is this
God.
it?
14, cool. You don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary other than Appleby Oakwood standing before you with this drow who you've never seen before either because you didn't see them. But you assume it's Quinn.
Does he look the same as
No, he looks like a drow now.
Appleby, still has the same amount of limbs as far as I'm aware as last time, being 3 complete ones, and otherwise looks. Oh, what you do notice, actually, anyone who got above a 10, or actually it would be pretty obvious to notice, but you do see a big slash down the centre of Appleby's, not soil, Jester's outfit. You see a big slash going down the middle, and it actually looks bloodstained as well.
Do you need some healing, or are you alright?
Sorry, Quinn, you would have also noticed that. I forgot to mention it.
I mean, I feel right as rain.
Oh, cool.
I've been healed already.
Cool.
It's fine.
How was the Cape of Borea? Did you see anything nice? Was it a nice trip?
Chile.
Oh.
So you were taken? Yeah! You know, now that you see taken, seems to ring a bit of a bell, yeah. I was taken, yeah. Taken is the word I would use.
They brought you back.
Yeah. They didn't need me for long. Mainly, I think they wanted me because I don't have a face.
You do have a face, though.
Yeah, but they seem to be pretty particular about the fact that I didn't have a face.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this would count.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of stare into the blank soil shape that is Appleby's face.
Really, grim. You got lovely eyes.
Us 4 or 5 just look at each other
Deep and dark and menacing.
Thank you, Bogwater.
That's all right.
A bit of flirting going on. We're going to stood out here at the doorway for a few minutes, just chatting, catching up. You do hear as they kind of creak open, and you're met by Lyra's manservant as he creaks open the doors. Coroner, you can kind of, with your passive perception, you kind of hear this conversation from the upstairs going on.
You can see behind the manservant is me and all the other guests barricaded in, just is he all right?
Do we need to turn the guns on him? He seems himself.
That doesn't help. That could be either.
Oh, yeah.
Do you pose a threat to us in this moment?
I wouldn't say I pose any more of a threat than usual.
Yeah, sound is fine.
Best we can do, I suppose, and start putting everything back on the walls.
Good. Okay. So as you all gather back here up at High House, you're all together. It's early afternoon. I'd say about 1 o'clock in the afternoon or so. Going fishing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying for rod guards.
Cool. It's pretty nice day today as you kind of step out into Ria Priz. Pretty clear day. As you know from watching the rift open, the sky was relatively clear. As you head down to Rodgods on the lowest level of Ria Priz, you are greeted there with the familiar owner, Payet DeWet, as he welcomes you all and says, "Oh, there's a lot of you today."
Hello again, mate.
Oh, hi there. Hello. Yep, you're here too. Yep, good. What can I do for the 6 of you?
We want to go on a little fishing trip.
Okay.
Did you not book ahead?
What?
He didn't look like the kind of guy who had pre-booked customers.
Well, you'd be surprised.
And
He kind
I
of
wouldn't be.
he gets his kind of big book open and says, "What kind of fishing are you interested in doing?"
Specifically, that net what I bought off of you that I thought would be simple to use. Turns out it's Marshall to use.
Okay, well,
Very good.
I could teach you how to use that net to catch tiny creatures, or I could teach you with other fishing equipment that would allow you to catch bigger fish. It's basically just slightly more complicated the bigger the fish you want to catch. And also, the more time you have to learn, obviously, the easier it might be to pick up those skills.
I've got this afternoon and possibly the rest of my life, depending on how committed I am to this group.
Right, well, the standard cost of a quick one-day course would be 10 gold pieces. This is modified by the type of fishing that you want to learn. So if you
each or just in general for the 6 of us?
that would be each, yeah.
But we'd work some kind of group deal, possibly.
Family discount.
I've heard of this great site called Groupon. A powerful, frugal group of mages.
Well, maybe if multiple of you take on board the same kind of fishing, I might be able to do something for you. But essentially, if you were to just want to catch little tiny things, that would be half price. If you were just looking to catch kind of small fish, pretty easy stuff, that would be a little bit off. And then everything above that will be 10 gold for the course.
Considering my size,
Yeah.
what am I just going for the little fish? Like, will the other ones like try and consume me?
I reckon. And he kind of like goes, he kind of rummages it around to the back and kind of pulls out quite a small but like hefty looking fishing rod. Can you hold this? And he kind of like hands it off to you. It's huge in your hands, but yeah, you're able to kind of like hold it.
I can hold this.
Well, you could do a small fish, I would say.
Great. Sounds good.
But you could, of course, catch tiny fish, and he kind of like hands you this like really small. He also kind of proffers this really small net.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, okay.
Handkerchief.
I'll go with what everyone else is doing.
It's like one of those old tea strainers, like the metal ones. It's
Yeah.
like,
So yeah, essentially how this will work out of game is with the smaller the type of fish you want to catch, the easier it's going to be to learn, and also the cheaper it will be to try and learn. And essentially, the longer you attempt to learn, I know you only have this day, the easier that would get as well. So yeah, the options are to learn to become proficient with a small fishing net, to become with a basic rod, an advanced rod, harpoons or tridents, or harpoon guns.
I would like to go for the basic rod.
Basic rod.
I'd like to go for the basic rod.
Is that the one I have?
He's given you both a small net and a basic rod at the moment.
Okay.
So that would be 7.5 gold at the moment, but if we might be doing a discount.
I'd also take a simple rod.
Okay, cool, 7.5 gold.
Right.
What were the options?
So small net to catch tiny fish, a basic rod to catch small fish, an advanced rod to catch small to medium fish, a harpoon or trident which can catch medium to large fish, and a harpoon gun which is also for large fish, but it gives you a slight advantage being that it's a gun.
Can the combat net only catch tiny fish?
It's less that you're learning the combat side of it, you're learning the fishing aspect of it.
Okay. 10 gold for the harpoon and the trident, yes?
Yep, it would be 10 gold to learn harpoon and trident.
By learning this, I would also learn everything up to that point.
No, you just learn the harpoon and trident, and I'd say that's the second hardest one to learn.
Yes.
I'd learn the one you've already bought a net
Yeah, I
for.
was going to say, I've already bought this net. How much to teach me to catch medium to large creatures with this net?
Impossible, but
I'd say that would just be regular price. I'm sure we can manage.
Yeah, sound. I'll do that.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say.
Cool.
How much is it going to be? Is it going to be 10? Is it going to be 10 for that?
It'll be 10 gold pieces for the lesson.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult to pick up this proficiency in this time, but you can certainly try.
I just want to hold it.
Okay.
She wanted to buy the harpoon gun in the store and didn't have enough gold, and now she definitely doesn't have enough gold because she spent it all on another gun last time. But she wants to give it a go.
Cool. Yeah.
to weigh it up, see if it's worth a thieving trip.
Oh no, no.
Steal horses.
Not very
She
sure.
borrows horses.
Borrow a harpoon.
Cool. I'll put you down for a harpoon gun
Yes,
lesson.
please. It's gonna be so
Appleby?
bad. I don't care. I'm gonna have a great
I
time.
would like to observe in the basic road.
The basic rod.
Yeah, can I have myself a basic road?
Cool. I'd say because there's a few of you doing it, that would just be 6 gold each for all you doing the basic rod.
I love doing the basic.
Yeah,
one.
for Cal, well, for Shadow and for Rodeo, that will be 10 gold. And sorry, Reed, what
I'll
were
do
you?
the basic.
You're going to do the basic as well? Cool, yeah, 6 gold then.
Could somebody bestow upon us the thing?
Oh, yes!
I'm
We
doing
need
mistakes.
Oh, what's
That's
that?
the bestowals. I have bestowed you.
So, Cal,
Hey, Steph.
Shadow, I guess. Rodeo is
Proficient.
proficient with martial weapons. So if you ever want to have like a sesh with the net at some future point, I'm sure she can help out and teach you a little
In
bit.
that case,
She could indeed do
well
that.
thought, well planned. Sign me up for the harpoon Gunnington as well.
Oh, you're gonna come with me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, baby.
Cool, okay, yeah.
Mainly to give you the help action.
Nice.
So you don't think you're going to be any good, but you're going to help me do it.
I know guns, you know guns.
We'll have a good time.
I'll point the fish, you shoot.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Cool. Right. So, you're all signing up, all paid your bills?
Yeah.
Cool. Pay it. Kind of like, he's writing all this information down in his book. You see this big smile on his face. This is like
He's had a good day.
Yeah,
today.
this is he's doing well out of you guys. As he kind of like goes off, spends about 5 minutes, and he comes back with this enormous like backpack that's bigger than him, just filled with equipment.
full of stuff.
It's like, yeah, okay, I think we're all ready to go here. You're all doing rod or above, so yeah, I guess we'll go out on the boat. That all suits you.
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Let's go, baby.
Cool.
Never been on
Yeah.
a boat.
Before we do go out on the boat, I actually wanted to ask Digby something before we.
Okay, cool. We'll
Let's
rewind
rewind.
slightly as you kind of like were back at the doorway of the house before we went off fishing.
Okay, so I'll sort of sneak in and go speak to Digby.
What is it?
What? Did I miss anything?
When you were gone,
Yeah.
your friend spoke to Faisal and Aldous for quite some time. They spoke about something called the old magic. You'll have to ask Aldous, but I'm sure he'd fill you in. And as for, well, myself and Faisal, I suppose the rest of the group knows at this stage, but we are dragons.
Yeah.
Like an actual dragon.
Okay, so what's the old magic? Sorry?
Give me a history check.
There's a wiki page now. If you just look at it.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad. What was it, sorry?
History check.
History. 20, non-nat.
20 non nat. You know, a decent amount about the Genesis. I won't go through it again, but essentially you would know that the old magic was the power that the original creators of Ellseworld used to forge the world into what it is today. And there's kind of this creation myth about these people, and as they use this magic to create a world that was designed by their imaginations.
Cool. And you and Faisal,
We're dragons, yes.
you're dragons.
Indeed.
Cool. Did it have anything to do with fishing?
No.
You went fishing before you went missing. Earlier, before,
yes.
the gallants.
Yeah, I
Good
took some fishing lessons while I was here. I was trying to blend in.
Did you find anything?
Fish.
What were you looking for?
To blend in.
So it wasn't he to do with the fishing?
My investigation. You mean?
Yeah.
I'm afraid not. He puts his hand on your shoulder. My friend, are you well?
You know, people keep asking me that.
No one can answer that, including Appleby.
We've got some fishing lessons today. And I'm just going to double check if there's anything you missed. And he's just going to turn around and go.
Lovely talking to you.
Don't lie.
Insight.
Yeah, you can roll if you
I've
want.
dropped a dice just below your chest. Not even there, and you know.
It kind of was sort of
Yeah, 17 plus 6.
You kind of see as Appleby comes back down the corridor and you hear this blatant lie told by So cutting back to the docks, you are led down here by Payet Duet, who takes you to his lovely-looking fishing vessel, or at least lovely in his eyes. You see this pretty run-down-looking boat. It's quite a lot more decrepit and old-looking than the one that Quinn, you and Appleby rode out to go and pick up Aldous. As you see this kind of like patchwork boat, it almost looks like at one stage it's actually been made of two boat halves that have been bolted together by kind of like spare planks and things like that. You see this kind of like old rusted engine in the back that seems to be powering this massive propeller that sits kind of just below the surface of the water behind the boat. There it is, the Chum Guzzler.
I was literally about to say, does it have a name? And it's so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
I imagine like on the two halves, like on the one half it says Chum and on the other half it says Guzzler. And it's been like,
You're dead right.
Hateful.
That's so good.
Well, if I ever buy a boat, I know what I'm calling.
You see kind of like
That certainly will make a fine grave for his art.
you see the back portion of the boat is all
That's the
business. It's kind of where the engine is. There's kind of like a little shade and kind of like an area where the captain would steer the boat. And at the front, it's kind of all decked out in an approximation of nice with pillows and things like that. In the kind
Pillows?
of like to sit on in this kind of like front portion of the boat where you can sit and do your fishing.
Soaked in fish guts.
Moldy as shit.
Yeah, there is a fairly strong fishy smell emanating from this boat. Not to mention the like kind of barrel of old fish that's just kind of to one side.
Oh, God.
Well, they're my smoking fish.
What?
They're a fish I eat when I'm smoking. They're also smoked, but that's just like, I like them like that. Come aboard, everyone. It's quite safe.
Everyone is having second thoughts.
Appleby's already on the boat.
Yeah, he turns to see you like sat there already like rod in the water.
You've been there the whole time. Yeah.
A pile of fish next to you.
Am I doing this today?
You're like putting it into the barrel of like smoke.
Yes.
It's like a fish ate a barrel.
Is there enough room on deck for all of them?
There is enough room on deck
Yeah,
for all
what's
of
the
you.
weight capacity?
Yeah,
Some of us are kind of big.
You do see as this is probably more or less the maximum amount of people that could fit on this boat. You think maybe one or two more goblins could maybe squeeze on here, but this is about the limit for full-sized humanoids.
Who's the lucky person who's going to fish up the one that's too much weight and sink it?
Thankfully, because of Reed's inclusion here, there is quite a lot less weight than there would normally be for a party of six, and you do see
You
that
can just hover, can't you?
you do see this kind of seating area is
Made
designed.
of steel and stone.
That's true. But yeah, this kind of seating area is designed for 8 people with this kind of back section for the pilot of the ship. As you hear the kind of motor as it kind of chugs into life, this big plume of black smoke kind of fills the air, gets all in Payet's face, kind of coughs as it starts, and it kind of begins to lead you out onto the waters of Ria Priz.
good for the environment.
Is that how he smokes the fish?
Yeah, you see a line of
It's
fish
just
on the edge.
It's like on a clothesline. Oh.
He kind of like gets one down, like take it. Not quite
Wheels
ready
it
yet.
along.
I can still taste the fish.
And one of them's still like wriggling. It's like, no, die! Anyway, as you see, kind of as you get going, he kind of like ties a bit of rope around the rudder so it stays true, and kind of comes out to each of you and kind of like begins setting up a little kind of fishing area in front of each of you, depending on the type of equipment that you have chosen. So in front of the 4 guys who are doing the basic rod fishing, he sets up just some basic rods and kind of like bait there, and then in front of the 2 of you, you see, well, actually he kind of gathers the 2 of you to one portion of the boat, and kind of like he just has this one harpoon gun. I'll have to share because I've only got the one harpoon gun, apart from the one that's in the shop, of course. But and he kind of like begins like talking you through the kind of like basic mechanics of how it works and things like that, as he does with each of you with the rods. As you kind of get out to see a decent amount, you see the kind of town there, probably about a mile or so in the distance, as he finally takes the rope off the rudder, shuts down the engine. And it's pretty nice and quiet out here on the seas out Ria Priz way. As you hear the kind of soft sounds of gulls cawing and the waves lapping at the boat, you all begin fishing under the dutiful instruction of Payet de Wet. As he kind of goes around to each of you, teaching you how to use your various fishing equipment. We're going to treat this as almost like a skill challenge, but kind of an individual one. If you could choose a skill that you think that you're proficient with, that you think your character would use to kind of help them fish, and this is going to basically be how we kind of do these learning roles. So say if you had something like insight, you could use that to think like, how would a fish think? I'm going to like use that to like insight onto like how I could better fish.
Do it.
Dive in.
If I was a fish, how would I catch them? But yes, so yeah, if you can pick a skill you're proficient with, and that's kind of the roll you'll be making to try and pick this skill up.
I'm going to persuade the harpoon to catch a fish.
May I just
Persuade the
use
fish to jump
straight
into the bucket.
intelligence? My thinking being that Quinn has pretty much done nothing but study their entire conscious life, so they'd be pretty apt at trying to pick up new skills. So I think rather than use a specific skill, they may just use their broader sense of intelligence.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, you can go for that. So just roll and add your intelligence
Cool,
modifier.
that'd be a 13.
13?
12, sorry.
12. Cool. Keep that roll in mind and remember that one. Who's next?
I'm going to use my coroner's going to use their perception.
Cool.
To sort of more spy out where there's like a little like bait ball of fish like swimming around.
Just do a scan and then.
Yeah.
Like your sonar.
I turn on my sonar. And just immediately like
There's just a little screen where just like a bunch of fish-shaped dots. Just
A fish 10 meters away just sees two glowing
The full like
It's the top
upside
of
down
the den.
periscope.
it's not. I'll take it as a 15.
15. Cool. Keep that number in mind.
Gotcha.
I'm going to use animal handling.
Cool. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You gonna wrestle that fish?
No, I'm just like...
How would Reed use that? Yeah, though.
So just with animal handling, like observing the fish, knowing, like calling back on like knowledge of what fish consumes, like pick the right baits based on what I can see in the water.
Nice. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah. Go for it.
Sweet. Nice. That's a 25.
25. Nice.
Oh,
Keep that
very
number in
good.
mind. Appleby. Let's go with you.
I'm going to deceive the fish.
Okay. How would you go about that?
I prestidigitation the bait to make it smell really fishy.
To look like a sexy lady fish.
Yeah, nice.
Put a bit of lipstick on it.
So yeah,
It's like a little hula
I
dog.
make it like really tantalizing.
Cool.
Nice.
Hit me with it.
Where's my 21.
Nice. Good job.
I'm going to use stealth.
Okay.
And my logic here being with fishing, you've got to be patient, still.
Mhm.
So Shadow's just going to not move and not make a sound and just listen and wait for the first sound of a fish coming up near the surface. And it's just a fluid motion. Harpoon points.
Cool. Yeah, roll with stealth.
It's a disc.
18.
18.
Should
Nice.
this be a disc as us rabble rousers are just screaming in the background and like making the boat shake?
No, because there were 5 shots beforehand.
Rubio.
I'm gonna go with survival
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
because it's probably where she would have learnt to shoot in the first place. She's used guns of
Yeah.
various kinds
Absolutely.
for most of her life. She's had to hunt for her own food out in the wilderness for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's used to like catching food with a crossbow.
Yeah.
So it's heavier and it's bulkier, but it's going to be the same kind of concept. So.
Yeah, I'd say because you are also proficient with guns, and this is a type of gun, I'd say you could add your proficiency bonus to this roll as well.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no.
That's bad.
You got that inspo?
I want to do good at this.
Wouldn't you be adding
but
your
do you
proficiency
wanna use
bonus
that?
anyway, because it's a skill you're proficient in?
Yeah, I'm proficient in it already.
Yeah, sorry, add double your proficiency bonus to kind of compensate for your skill with guns.
That's still only a 10. I'm going to burn in my inspiration point. I'm going to try again. Because I want to be good at this. That's one better.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, that's an 11.
Cool. Keep it in mind. So as he kind of goes around, you do this like first kind of a take of the fishing tries. Did anyone get above a 20? I know a couple of you did. Who got above a 20? Cool. You actually catch a fish on your first attempt, and you both get 1 success towards learning this.
Yeah.
So you were both doing you were doing basic rods, so that is small. Both of you roll a d4 for me.
All right.
Okay. 4.
3.
4 and 3. Tom, you managed to catch a demi-kipper. It's this kind of like weird fish that has these 2 tails sprouting out the back of it. And Kane, you catch an opal trout, this kind of like fairly standard looking fish, apart from the fact that its skin is entirely like opalescent as you pull both of these out of the water. Cool. Going to go for another round. Another skill that can't be the same one as you've used before. Can be the same as someone else has used though. As kind of payer goes around, seeing your kind of first efforts, be they good or bad, and yeah, kind of goes around and checks for to see another. If he can teach you anything, kind of like pass on any wisdom as we go around for another set of checks. And anyone who got a 15 or above on that last roll, you also have one success.
Oh, nice.
How much was I?
15 or more.
Hey.
Quinn's just like not getting it at all.
Cool.
So it's got to be a different skill.
Got to be a different skill that you're proficient in, or a. That's like when a
Dice
truck full
everywhere.
of dice crashes on the motorway.
Yeah.
Everything is awful. Into the dice.
How much damage?
Into the dice.
Everywhere. Yeah, quick, count all the numbers.
So yeah, it has to be a different skill. Can be a tool that you're proficiency in. If you're proficient in as well, if you think that it would be like something that would cross over, could be a weapon you're proficient in. If you think that would cross over too.
Can you use a spell?
You could use a spell, yes. And you could add maybe your spell casting modifier to that.
Because I imagine like the destruction around the water where the boat is, like fish may stay clear of it, so I'm going to stand right on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up the rod with my mage hand.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to send that 30 feet out.
Nice.
Of the water and then cast that out.
Oh,
with
okay,
my
that's a
mage
neat
hand.
idea.
So I just had like, I guess my spell attack mod?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Different dice you traded me last time. Yeah, 24.
Nice, that's a success. And as you kind of do that 20, you're also doing a give me a D4 roll as you as you actually feel something bite here.
1.
1, you also catch a demi-kipper.
Nice. Cool. I throw that.
Cool. It's destroyed by the frogs.
Oh, if it's dead, I'll keep it. But if it comes up alive, Quinn will definitely throw it.
Yeah, no, it does. You kind of see the twin tails like flapping as you kind of reel it back in with not only the rod but with your mage hand too. As you see, and yeah, you kind of toss it back in. You got one, Tom?
Yeah, maybe. So can Appleby, his red metal foot that he's got on,
Yes.
he's just going to dangle that off the edge of the boat, like sit on the edge of the boat and sort of dangle that in the water, and then pull out my rebec, which is an instrument not too dissimilar from a violin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold it and just play a few notes and try and find the vibration that would be most pleasing to a fish, and let that vibrate through myself down to my metal toe and into the water to see if I can catch a fish.
Cool. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It's like a whale call, but with a
What would I add to that? Just my proficiency?
I'd say are you proficient with performance?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
That I'd say is what
Add
that
my
is.
performance.
Yeah.
Serenading the fish, I
Yeah.
like that.
Nice. 24.
24. Nice. That's another success and another thing caught. Give me a roll.
Of a D4.
Just D4. Yep.
4.
Nice. You also catch an opal trout. So now, if you kept them, you have a demi-kipper and an opal trout.
And a success.
That is also a success, yeah. Sorry, Cal, I lied earlier. The success for the harpoon gun is an 18 to get a success.
That's what I got.
You got an 18?
Yeah.
You got a success then. Sweet. Anyone else got a skill?
I'm going to go with perception this time.
Nice.
Rodeo she knows how to use the weapon,
Yep.
but she's not used to the rocking of the boat.
Yeah.
And kind of threw her off aim a little bit. She wasn't expecting that. So this time she's going to be more mindful of her surroundings.
Cool.
Try and get a little bit more of a sense of the motion of the boat underneath her, and also watch the motion of the fish, because they don't move the same way that like a deer
Land
would.
things would.
Yeah.
Those land critters.
Yeah, so she's going to rely on her one good eye to try and hit something this time.
Cool. I'd say, again, you could have that double proficiency because
Cool.
you're using a firearm, essentially.
That's a natural one.
Don't break the gun.
We're actually taking turns, aren't we?
Oh no.
Do harpoons misfire the same way guns do?
So, as you fire this harpoon into the water, it kind of like goes past all the fish you were aiming for, and you feel it thunk into something at the bottom
A
of
rock.
the ocean. And you kind of like start pulling, And then you kind of like, you feel something pulled back very strongly. Could you give me a strength saving throw as you feel this harpoon try to leave your hands?
That's a 7.
Do you want an inspiration?
Oh god, yes. Please. Radio, come on, babe. You're better than this. You're better than this. 22.
22? You managed to like hold this thing in...
What have we
on the
got?
boat, as you kind of like feel, as you're holding this, the kind of like the planks beneath you begin to not buckle, but you definitely feel them like begin to go underneath your feet as the boat is starting to be pulled
Is it
towards.
a rope in the harpoon?
Yeah, it's a rope connecting the gun to the harpoon.
Immediately with one of my long swords on the taut rope,
Cool, you're just slicing the rope.
cut the tension.
Cool, yeah, you easily do that as you see this kind of like slice the rope and immediately.
And I'll put a hand behind Rodeo as well, just to stop.
So we're falling off.
Nice, yeah. As you do, covering all your bases there. You manage to catch Rodeo, and immediately as this rope is cut, the kind of boat goes swashes into the water, and you all kind of feel it buck as this tension is suddenly cut from this line.
You alright then, mate?
What the hell was that?
I think Rodeo caught a fish.
I hit something. It wasn't what I was trying to hit, but
You kind of see Paya kind of dip his head over the boat and then kind of like dunk his whole head in the water as he kind of like has a look down there.
Does he count the fish?
When Appleby sees that, can Appleby also dunk head in the water to have a look down?
Yeah, you do. You kind of like, you all see as Appleby like dunks the head in the water and you see this kind of like mud begin to like cloud the water. And you kind of like, they pull their head back up and they're kind of like still their soily self, bit damp.
Do I see anything?
Do you see anything? Give me a perception check.
Oh, weak. Weak sauce. 4.
4.
See a whole lot of water.
You see a lot of water and also a lot of mud.
No.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, you're kind of like, why is this mud clear? What's happening? You kind of dunk your head in and then kind of like pay it kind of like stress. Well, I'm sure that'll be fine. We'll just continue with the lesson for now.
Did you see anything?
No.
check off sea monster.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, of course.
7.
He doesn't think he hit something, but he was going to get from... No, actually you wouldn't get from his tone because you got 7.
Also, I don't think Applebee's very good at reading tone in general.
I don't understand your tone.
I just asked you to marry me.
Who hasn't done a second round one yet?
Sorry, yeah.
Cool.
Do you want, okay, thank you. Reed, as they throw the bait, is going to cast Fairy Fire on it.
Cool.
So that it like emits like a sort of appealing light.
Nice.
And also makes it easier for the fish to bite onto.
Cool. Give me a spell attack for that.
Brilliant. So I just add my spell attack bonus. Lovely. Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Nice. That's another success. Another fish caught. Give me a d4.
Will do. Oh, hang on. Oh god, they're so small, these dice. It's 4 again.
4 again. Another opal trout for you. You got
Love
2 if you're keeping them.
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
This is like Animal Crossing.
It is. Coroner is going to use thaumaturgy to make tremors appear on the surface of the water so it looks like it's raining to attract the fish to the surface.
Oh, nice.
And use their nature to figure out that that's what fish like.
Cool.
And hopefully try and guide some fish towards their lure.
Is that what fish like? Do fish like that?
Yeah, they come up in rain.
Yeah.
Because they think they can swim right into the sky.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, but we need to get up there.
It's when the bugs.
Yeah, it looks like
when the bugs
when
are
like the raindrops mimic like.
What am I adding to this?
What did you say you wanted to make? Nature check?
Nature with the aid of thaumaturgy.
Cool. Give me nature and then just plus your spellcasting bonus thing, whatever you use for spellcasting.
Cool. So plus that. Cool, that's 21.
21, nice. Another pass and give me a d4.
A 1!
1, you catch a demi-kipper.
Hey!
You get this, two twin-tailed fish in your hand.
Wonderful.
Demi Kipavato.
Anyone else? Not that you... Yep.
Am I able?
To do a second round? Yeah, you kind of like, you see as a new rope is tied on in this massive bag of supplies that Payup brought. You see he's ready for everything. You kind of duct tapes a new cable
I
on.
expected this to happen.
I fully expected him to have one harpoon only.
Kind of like loads this gun back up and so.
That's in the fishing trip, no refunds!
Let's hope that doesn't happen again.
I've got 2 in mind. One's fine, one's completely fucked.
Okay.
I mean, I've got option 2.
Yeah, option 2.
Okay.
So, can I use my ranged weapon attack,
Yeah.
adding sneak attack. If my enemy is within 5 feet of one of my allies, then I'm going to aim for one of the fish that is caught.
So you're going to aim for someone else's fish?
Yeah. It's going to come into the air, and I'm going to shoot it out.
I'd say it would make it a harder check, but you could certainly try.
Quinn throws their fish back and then it gets speared.
I'll save that for my Hail Mary
Okay.
for the third time if we have it.
All right.
In the meantime, I'm going to use history.
Yep.
And do the same thing that I did last time.
Cool. Nice. Go for it.
That's history, right?
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah,
smart.
yeah, I guess.
Recalling history.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you're aware, do get ready for a third round. It's coming.
Oh, Ken, could you scroll up? What was the thing about pirates that was said?
So give me a good reason why this isn't just pirates.
We've never been fishing in pirates.
Yeah.
We fished
I
for
feel
a
like you should
kraken
fix that
and
at
we
some
got
point.
it.
This actively discourages.
Yeah, that downtime is orgy.
Or fighting.
Or both at the same time.
17.
17. It's pretty good. You're really close to getting it, but it's not quite as good as your first one.
Didn't get the success, only got the suck.
Only got the suck. That's everyone for round 2, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, for the little rod guys, anyone got another 15? That's another pass.
Woo.
2 pass.
Cool. Round 3. We'll go around the table this time, I think, just to speed things up a little bit. So, Reed, you're up.
I'm going to do survival
Survival? Nice.
because I haven't done that yet.
Give me a check.
Cool. Do I need to explain it or we good?
You can explain it a little bit if you want.
Yeah. Just going to survive while I fish.
This would be a survival skill that you would have learned at home, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You're there, you're breathing, you're
Yeah, I was just
eating,
being silly when I said
you're
so.
finding shelter, you're good.
That's a non-natural 20 again.
Nice,
Wow.
lovely.
Rolling for the
Very
fishing.
well.
Third success, and
Yeah. That D4.
give me another D4.
Oh.
Another opal trout, baby!
I'm loving the opal trout.
Come on.
It's an opal trout.
back for it,
Yeah. We got the trio. That's bingo.
Yeah.
Yes, loving it.
Quinn.
I'm going to use my investigation, and rather than just kind of trying to know the motions, I'm gonna, before I cast, fully understand the tool that I'm working with and
Okay.
investigate it up close.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Cool. That is that a 10 or an 18? That's a 10. 17 total.
17 total. That's still a pass. You don't catch one on this run, but you do kind of as you investigate this rod, you learn a bit more about it. That's another success for you. Appleby.
I'm going to intimidate the fish.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
How would you go about that? That's what I'm going to need a bit of.
Exist.
Lean over the edge of the boat and look at them.
Listen,
Just-
you.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Just will them to jump out of the boat.
Nice.
Jump out of the water. 16.
16, it's still a pass. You kind of see, you're not really catching them in this stage, you're just leaning over the boat, but you're bringing the fish to the surface. As these kind of drops of soil drop in, they kind of come up to see what's going on there. You certainly do
Eat me.
get some attraction there. Shadow.
I'm going to do the fucky thing that I said I was going to do last time.
Nice.
Oh, what, and shoot someone else's fish?
Yeah. I'm going to try and get the trio.
You're gonna steal Reed's fish
I'm going to hop him.
and then just go yoink.
Yoink.
It's cruel. But
I'm going to check if
so
Reed
cool
notices.
if it works. Oh god, maths. 21?
21. Yeah, as Reed brings up their third opal trout, you just kind of you see as kind of on the end of your line, it's just speared by a harpoon.
That was mine.
That goes across the boat and kind of begins being dragged towards, reeled back in towards where Shadow is standing.
Thanks
Is
for
it
the
still attached
assist.
to my rod?
You're kind of being dragged with it as you're floating with the rod, just coming back across the boat as it's being reeled in with it, and you're reeling it in at the same time, getting closer to it.
As we
Hey, I caught a ferret!
as we essentially Lady and the Trumpet together, Reed would just get this close to your face and be like, "Great catch! That was amazing."
I was not expecting that to work.
We get halvesies on this one.
Yeah, by all means.
Nice. Well done.
Thanks.
Run back.
Cool, and that's another success there. Coroner.
Coroner, getting a bit frustrated at this point, is going to quietly say a prayer to their god.
Nice. Okay. Yep.
And just let Jesus take the wheel and use my religion.
Nice.
God is so not with me.
God's not listening to that.
God is not with me today.
That's me
it's a
in the
6.
corner.
That's a 6. Cool. That is unfortunately a failure.
Yeah.
Tried to call, but God's not home.
Kind of like place the rod there, kind of just like start muttering your kind of binaric prayers as you kind of like open your eyes again a few minutes later and the rod's just like fallen into the water. Rodeo.
So sorry. I'm going to... Rodeo is going to get to the very front of the boat and balance like right on the edge of the prow using her acrobatics skills so that she's leaning like right over the edge of the water and basically she's just going to like shoot you straight down.
Nice.
And hope that she hits
blank.
Just wait for something to come into the rain.
She's figured out kind of how the rock and the sway of the boat at this point. She's found her sea legs a little bit. She's figured out how to like balance on like the edge so that she can't fall in. Her tail's out behind her to act as like an extra bit of ballast.
Nice.
I resist the temptation to push her in.
You can do that after I attempt to do this. So I get to have my jump proficiency as well. No!
Oh no!
Oh my god, that's still a 10, right?
Curse set of rolls.
I see we worship the same god.
Apparently, I'm...
Shadow just saw you balancing on the edge and went, oh, I'm never going to get another chance.
Are you gonna push me in?
Hey, if you roll a 10, there might as well be a reason for it.
Cool. Give me a contested... Shadow, if you give me an athletics check to see how well you push. Rodeo, you can do an athletics or acrobatics to try and resist this.
Straight roll.
15.
10.
So yeah, you kind of push and they're just going to like firmly wedge themselves. They kind of turn.
They
and
just
look at
turn
you.
like,
In my defense, I thought it'd be funny.
you thought wrong. I'm still
Just let me reel this back in.
I've got 6 seconds to live. I'm going to use them wisely. I'll push her in again.
Cool. At the end of this fishing session, could you all just roll me one last straight D20 roll, please?
I am begging you, dice. Give me something
yeah.
above a 10.
I'm going to use I'm going to use my Patreon given advantage for this.
Natural 20!
Natural 20, nice! Roll me a D12, please, Dan.
Nice.
A D12.
Which table was actually using?
What do you think?
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
Fish.
Wonderful trout.
Dan, as you reel in this special catch that you managed to find, I'm using the Dungeoneer's Pack table of fishing catches. With the number 4, you find a pair of pristine boots come out of the water.
Are they your size?
They are your size, exactly.
my size.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
I'll slip them on.
So what did everyone else get?
Are we adding anything to this?
No, just straight roll.
11.
11, cool. 16, cool.
8.
Cool.
10.
Cool.
3.
Cool.
If anyone in chat wants to like donate me some good rolls, that would be a great time.
So as this fishing lesson goes past, you see his Payet begins to kind of like wrap up with each of you, kind of like he begins writing some notes in his journal, and he comes to each of you and how many successes did you get, Reed?
3.
3, kind of. I think you're proficient now in a small rod, in a basic rod, I should say. So you're free to catch small fish, and you're actually licensed to now in the Golden Kingdom. So he kind of like tears off this sheath and hands you this fishing license.
Fold it up, goes in one of the many pants in the khaki 3/4 lengths. Many pockets, not pants.
There's a pocket in, there's a pant in there. And puts
Pulls more trousers out of the pocket and puts them in one of them.
And then Reed's like, this is great news. I was actually pretty nervous about this because I had a bad experience with a fly fisher who mistook me for the fly. So
It's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, I know. I got a little wet, but it's fine.
I think your friend tried to catch you earlier as well.
Yeah,
So, I was aiming for the fish. You were just
catching it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Teamwork.
Quinn, how did you do?
2.
2 successes. She kind of comes up to you and says, I'm really sorry, but you're not quite there. I think one more lesson, you'd have it, for sure.
It's interesting, yeah. I lived in the mountains all my life, didn't really ever do this, so I'll probably be back.
Well, here you go. And he kind of like tears off voucher and says, 50% off your next lesson, whatever you want to learn.
Thank you.
That's cute.
Appleby?
I got 3 successes.
Got 3 successes. Also tears you off one of these Golden Kingdom fishing licenses. And yes, you are also now proficient in a basic rod. You can catch small fish.
Oh, that was my second license.
2 successes.
2 with a harp.
2 successes. You kind of come to you and say, well, you did really well for a first timer, especially with this this little amount of time, but you're not quite there. But I reckon, again, one more lesson. And again, he tears you off this kind of voucher for half off next time.
Same, 2.
Same, yep, same again. He tears off this kind of voucher with 25%.
No.
50% off even, yeah, 25%. He's racist to Warforged. I need it for my guns. Yeah, tears off this 50% off voucher. And
Cheers.
kind of goes up to you and says, I really thought you'd be better at this with your gun knowledge, but, I don't think you're ready for this.
This is the first time I've even fucking seen the ocean in my life, so cut me some slack, okay?
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Well, like the others, if you ever want to come back, it's 50% off. If we spend a bit longer together, I reckon we could get this nailed down. Kind of winks at you as well.
At me?
Yep.
Weird.
Can I, insight that, I guess?
Yeah.
He's coming on.
Yeah, we go.
Oh, now I roll well. I got 19 on the goblin.
Yeah, you see he's being a bit flirtatious with you. He kind of sees another kind of person who's proficient in arms and kind of you see him here. He's kind of just doing a little bit of flirting with you.
He comes up to my kneecap.
Yep, he does.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. He can go up on you.
No! I take back everything. He wasn't flirting.
That's incredible.
Someone ban Bad Dora.
Oh yeah,
Bad Dora, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want prime followers. I want nothing.
you're. Oh, I can't do it here.
Let's go down. Just move your mouse down.
I move my mouse down.
Oh, Joe did it. Thanks.
Thanks, Lord Reverend.
Get the fuck out of here!
There's only one Dora we want.
As Payet DeWet,
She an explorer?
She is.
as Payet DeWet begins to kind of sail you back towards the shore, you kind of all feel as a happens on the boat.
Check on sea monster.
It kind of Payet kind of looks around as this is going on. You kind of all feel this kind of definite kind of shift in the water. It didn't feel like it was kind of in the natural rhythm of the waves. You kind of keep going for a little bit. And you feel another bit stronger this time.
How far from the shore are we?
I'd say you're about halfway back, about half a mile out from reappearance at this stage. As kind of Payet then kind of begins to you see him fiddle with the engine a bit. He kind of looks a bit nervously, more as you guys feeling that?
Yep.
He kind of stops the engine and says, I think we're being, and at that point you see as an enormous claw comes out of the water and onto the side of the boat. You feel as another claw clings onto the side of the boat, and this form begin to come out of the water, pulling itself up on these 2 big claws. What appears to be the head of an enormous draconic-like creature rears its head up around the boat, and I think that is where we'll call the break for now.
Jesus Christ.
As you see this draconic head raise up out of the water with these 2 kind of crustacean-like claws pinned to the side of your boat.
Digby?
It's Digby. He got the shape tether off. This is his shape.
He's a crab dragon.
So yeah,
Dragon, if you will.
We'll pick back up here in just a few, breaking a little bit earlier than usual because I like a combat cliffhanger. But we'll see you back here very shortly. Don't go anywhere. You know I will know where you've gone. You know I have that power.
Take a short rest. Help!
Everybody, welcome back to session 7 of Ellseworld. Is that the one?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Has Mining Cow's cam been moved? The illusion's
slightly,
been
yeah.
broken.
The bookcase is real.
You can tell that we're not on QI.
What? You're not on QI? I thought you were on QI right now.
That was the illusion you were going for.
I did spot the Stephen Fry.
Yeah, anyway.
Come back.
Yeah, welcome back to Ellseworld. We just broke off as they were heading back to shore after a nice little fishing lesson that they'd had with a local resident known as Payet DeWet. And then something happened during the fishing lesson that seems to have upset a denizen of the deep, as a twinned set of claws has locked itself to the side of the chum guzzler as you have seen them lift up this draconic shaped head out of the water that is now seeming to stare at the lot of you. as it looks down upon the lot of you and begins making its way aboard the boat. Could you all roll initiative for me, please?
Mad respect to this guy, first off the bat, mad respect to this giant crab dragon.
Yeah, I don't know, before combat starts, would any of us have time to get a proper look at it and be able to, like, potentially identify what the fuck is attempting to board the ship?
Y'all could give me a nature check if you like.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Not bad. 15.
Ooh!
Oh, now with the good rolls, huh? Bitches?
Huh? Bitches!
Motherfuckers?
Stop shouting.
Says you, Jamie.
The loudest person.
Huh? Bitches?
14.
The filthiest
Oh, nature.
20.
Okay, yeah, sorry, natures.
Dirty
15.
20.
Oh, wait, what? Natures?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on natures. Not very good, actually. Just a 10.
Sorry, you're not from around here.
14.
19.
20, dirty.
Nice.
15.
It's a really big crit.
15, cool. Anyone who got a 15 or above, in fact, you kind of have a good study at this thing, and knowing kind of a bit about local wildlife in this kind of area, you know that this area is pretty heavily populated by a certain breed of very large hermit crabs. And you can actually see here that this is actually just a very large crab in the skull, it appears, of a dragon that is pulling itself onto your boat. You can see through the two eye holes now, actually, as two little kind of eyes on stalks poke out of the original dragon's eye holes and begins to survey the lot of you on the boat as this thing fully pulls itself onto the surface of the boat. And you can actually see kind of where the neck would be, kind of 6 scuttling legs underneath it.
Can we keep it? Yes.
Cool. Initiativos.
Shooting him with a fucking harpoon.
This thing got a this.
We should,
Mind your fingers.
at the very least, we should try and keep the skull.
Oh yeah, the skull is staying intact.
This
That
thing as
rips.
well is about... It's pretty big. It's this skull is about 10 foot long.
This is
So
definitely...
that's a big
We've
crab.
exceeded
Yeah.
the weight limit of the chum
Yeah.
guzzler.
Yeah.
Chum guzzler's going down.
Upon saying that, you can see now on this side, it is leaning hard.
Is Duet still okay?
Duet's okay. He was kind of like he's standing back with a lot of y'all just kind of in awe. Actually, thank you for reminding me. I'll roll him into the combat as well. Oof.
First name
Fucking
is
Payet.
Duet.
Second name forward.
Payet Duet.
Hey, at the...
Highest do it.
Yeah, he is Duet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
He
as
is.
in like Duet
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Me and the wet boy.
He's
That's what we're going to be in a minute, this boat sinks.
So let me just do his initiativo. Right, Reed.
Hello.
What's your initiative?
That's a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Nice. Quinn.
16.
16 for Quinn. Appleby.
17.
17 for Appleby. Nice. Shadow.
Likewise, but 19.
19.
Oh.
Coroner.
Likewise, but 10.
Hell yeah.
What?
I do
And
roll the
rodeo.
dice.
16.
16. Nice. So
Likewise.
same as...
Initiative.
We match a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
That happened last session as well. In fact.
We just have a good buddy system going, apparently.
And I need...
Bunny system.
You're the only person here I've known longer than 24 hours.
Yeah. That makes us besties.
Yeah.
I love that you've known Appleby less than 24 hours and he's already been missing.
So we've wandered off about 3 of them, but we've known you long enough to know that
That's
there's not
probably
one we're looking
fine.
for.
Yeah.
Not just like a perfect characterization that's like.
We've already learned enough about Appleby, against our will, constantly,
The
to know
wandering
that there's
minstrel
nothing we can do about
truly
it.
do be wandering.
We're gonna get like 4 months down the line in world and be like, is he still following us?
Because when we find out that his middle name's actually Greg.
Oh.
How did you know?
So, up first, loading a fresh javelin into his harpoon gun.
Yes!
Payet Duet with a 21 on initiative.
That's one absolute king.
Is up first, and he's just gonna see this thing climb aboard his ship. And at this point, you see, as it's kind of like fully aboard as the combat is beginning, it is now letting on water pretty heavily. I'm gonna start this sand timer. When it goes off in 5 minutes' time, your boat is gonna be filled with water. There are things you can do in the combat to try and stop this from happening, but yeah, there's gonna be a time element to this
I'll
combat.
set it down here so we can see how long we've
Oh,
got.
yes, of course. There you
Put
are.
it in the
Yeah.
middle. Let's go, let's go,
So
let's go.
Payet
No.
takes his shots.
That's going to drain in like the second turn.
Yeah.
Is
Everyone's playing your turns now.
going to be a hit with the harpoon gun. And it's going to be Reed, you're up on deck.
Cool. I know what I'm doing.
Cool. That is going to be
It's happening today.
an amount of damage. You see as Payet kind of cocks back this harpoon gun, takes careful aim. He is very proficient with this, you can now see. And this thing just goes right into the kind of a gap in the kind of skull of this dragon and just soars straight into the kind of side of this creature that is now aboard your boat. Reed, you are up. Shadow, you're on deck.
Cool.
Okay.
Reed is going to pull the sort of twig off their back, which they use as a quarterstaff, and I get a bonus action shillelagh.
Nice.
And going to hit that thing. That's a D8. No, it's not. I've got to roll to hit first, and then I add my spell attack bonus. That's not very good. I'm going to use the patron advantage. Thank you very much, folks.
Yay!
That's much better. 25.
That definitely hit. What are you doing here? To hit it?
To hit it.
Yep, that definitely hits.
Brilliant. Cool. It's a D8 plus some stuff. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Nice.
It's bludgeoning, but it is a magic weapon.
Cool beans. So yeah, as you kind of go up close to it and smack it, you actually now see this kind of silvery hue to the scales, occluded by this kind of filth that would appear that this skull has been on the ground for quite some time. Shadow, you're up.
Oh yeah.
Who's on deck? Oh, sorry. Yep. Appleby, you're up on deck.
How close to the edge of the boat does this thing stand?
It's still pretty close to the edge of the boat. It's not had a chance to move on in any further. It's kind of like just perched on the kind of like side, kind of its head reaching into the kind of more central area of the boat.
I'm going to run at it full pelt and try and shove it off of the boat.
Cool, nice. Give me a grappling check against this thing. So that'll be an athletics check.
Why do I keep doing athleticsy things when it's a straight?
This thing.
Did that thing get a nat 1?
No, it got
Then beat me.
cool. Got a 10. So you run up to this thing, you try to like shoulder barge it off the boat, and its weight is immense, especially with this dragon skull that it's wearing, and you don't manage to shift it off the boat.
You big bastard. That's me.
Cool. Appleby, you're up. Quinn, you're on deck.
Did I get a rest between my session with Joe and now?
No.
Okay, I can do very little then. I am going to...
Oh, I'd say fishing would count as a short rest, actually.
Oh, really? That
Yes, a chill
doesn't
activity.
help.
I know it doesn't.
Cool. In that case, I have one bardic inspiration left that I can give, so I will give that to Rodeo.
Oh my god.
And then I will viciously mock this big dragon skull and sort of wipe a bit of the dirt off of this grimy, massive this massive skull that the creature's hiding in, and go, oh mate, you're dirtier than me.
It makes a save?
Yes, it does.
Oh, the crab!
It's a fail.
It's a wisdom save.
It's a fail with a 3.
It just takes 1d4 psychic.
Nice.
Dissonance next attack.
Dissonance
And
attack, I believe.
it just takes 1 psychic
Cool.
damage.
It's on the board.
First blood.
Cool. Up next, it's actually Rodeo and Quinn, but I did say Quinn was on.
Cool. I'll lift up the diamond in my hand for
Yeah.
chromatic orb. You'll see as a bolt of lightning shoots into the skull. I'm going to use my nat 20 on that.
Nice.
Yes.
So that's going to be 24 damage off the bat.
Nice, yeah.
Then plus 25, add a 33 points of lightning damage to it.
First
Just
blood.
ricochet it in the skull.
Nice. Yes, you do this massive blast of lightning, and you see as it almost conducts across the scales that are still kind of clinging to this skull, and it does a hefty amount of damage. It's left smoking there, close to death, actually, now, with this mighty blow.
Finish your radio.
I like to use it. You're up.
Right.
You've got seconds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking shoot it.
Nice.
With
Go
my
for it.
real gun.
Cool.
You can add a d6 as well, because the
I
bardic
might have
inspiration.
to. Let's find out. Oh my god! That's another nat 1.
No! That's a misfire on the gun as well, I
It is, that's the
believe.
first time that's happened.
Damn it.
Ooh.
That
So yeah, you
what
just-
that actually does.
You go to like fire the gun and just doesn't fire, and it for the first time. Oh no, you just got a pistol, and it.
Yeah.
We can pause the sand timer there at
Wow.
as the gun click misfires. We go into slow motion as you realise now you need to make an action check to try and repair your gun with a set of tinkerer's tools on your next turn.
Okay.
Until that point, it cannot be fired. As you kind of raise this pistol to this thing and just Doesn't work. You do, I believe, have a second gun on you at the moment, though.
I do, but that would set the boat on fire, I think.
Potentially.
So I don't want to use that one.
There's water everywhere, we'll be fine.
I know.
But yes, that would be your main action, so you got a bonus left.
It's the time.
I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action at this level, so no. No, there's nothing I can do if the tinkering check counts as a main action.
Cool, yep.
Even if I'm proficient in tinkerer's tools?
It still counts as a main action to disarm your gun. Yep, go for it.
He's up. He's up.
Cool.
Help.
As this crab is there, as this gun misfires, you see as the boat fills with water upon this one side and just begins to capsize. Could you all give me dexterity saving throws as the boat is... Yes, you're flying. You are fine.
Still as well.
I do. I don't know how to fucking use it.
As the boat just capsizes at this point.
Did you say dex saves?
Yes.
I would probably actually be perched on the... No, I'd be floating near it, don't worry.
As your bonus action, you could punch, by the way, if you wanted to.
It's too late now, the boat is sinking.
Yes, the boat has started sinking. And it is actually now this crab's turn.
Dex saves.
Yeah, what's happening?
Oh, sorry, yes, I totally forgot about that. Yes, what was all your dex saves?
13.
I don't need to make one.
Don't need to make one, yes, sorry.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. 7, nice.
21.
21, nice.
16.
Nice. Anyone who got a 10 or above, you managed to still cling to the side of the boat as this thing is just... just beginning to capsize. It's kind of like now just sinking into the water, but you're still managing to cling on. Anyone who got below that, did anyone get below 10?
Me.
Yeah, you're just thrown into the water.
Oh, no!
You see as this crab, this crab creature is still clinging onto the side of the boat.
No one said abandon ship. What are you doing?
And it's going to look towards you, Quinn, being that you just absolutely fucked its life up, and it's going to try and claw at you with its big old crab claw. But I believe it does have dis on this because of vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Is it close enough?
It's kind of like crawling across the boat. It managed to remain on as well.
Do I get a...
It's not really moving. It's big enough that it doesn't really have to move through your, out of your spaces. It's just kind of reaching around you. As this is a large creature. But I believe that's going to be a miss with a 10 to hit. As this crab begins scuttling towards you, and you just duck underneath it. Up next, Coroner.
Cool. Coroner is going to... So how... Boat capsizing.
Yeah.
This is it. Is it like this? Is it fully upside down?
Just roll that again. Split that again.
Yep.
That's how long until it fully sinks now. It's now kind of like on its side, Titanic style, going down now.
Coroner's going to go to the highest edge and grip on and then jump off to be like a counterweight and try and drag it back into the ocean because they are heavy compared to most mortals.
Yeah, nice. What skill would you want to use to do that?
I don't fucking know. I'm not really going with skill. I'm jumping off a boat.
Cool, just give me a straight D20 check, see how well this goes.
15.
15, nice. You kind of begin pulling down on this side, and I'd say, you're definitely helping to... We'll put that on a pause for now, as you're definitely helping at this stage to stop the boat from sinking, as you're kind of dragging this side up. The kind of side of the boat that went completely under the water is beginning to come out a bit.
My real concern is we've got the crab on one side, we've got you on the other, and this boat is made of two halves already.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, it was split horizontally through the middle, I suppose.
Across the other.
The crab's actually holding it together at this point. As anything else in your turn, Coroner?
There's nothing I really can do. I'm still out of spell slots. So that would be my main action, wouldn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, nothing then. I'll just hang here.
Cool. Up next is Payet DeWet. His harpoon is firmly lodged in this thing still, so he tosses the gun to one side, letting it lie flat. And you also see at this point the second harpoon, the one that Rodeo originally had shot into its back, just sticking there with this severed piece of rope trailing back into the water. As Payet runs up, gets his knife in one hand, and just goes to stab at this thing.
Yes, Payet.
You hear him scream, "Get off me boat!"
But if he dies, we can...
that is a critical fail from him. As he goes to stab this thing, the crab just catches him in its claw, and he is now grappled by it.
Nice.
Oh dear!
I really thought for a second when you close your fist,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna be like, he pinces him in half.
Not yet.
Something might happen next turn. Wake her up.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the crab again.
Cool.
The timer is now indicating how long until Payet is
21.
in half.
21, so what are you doing to it?
To hit it with my little sticky stick.
Yes, cool.
Cool.
Hit it with
Bonus
your-
action, shall I do
Yeah.
again?
mhm.
That's now 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. How do you finish this crab?
Yeah.
God.
Pow, you did most of that. Reed just gets like it's like this hard twig and just drives it into one of the eyes, and then pulls it out, and then immediately collapses onto the eye and starts eating it.
Cool. You kind of latch onto this thing as it begins to fall backwards off the kind of side of this boat that it's in into the water, and you're dragged down with it.
How quickly can I get a bite and let go?
Give me a dexterity save. Just a straight dex check.
Do you want some garlic butter? With
That's a 19.
19. Yeah, you kind of grab, and as it kind of goes into the water, you breach out of the surface and hover back into the boat. But you do see as Payet, still caught in the claw, is going down
shit.
with this crab.
Oh my god.
I will go out of initiative as it's now dead. The boat now with you kind of on the one side of it begins to level out very suddenly as this crab falls off the one side of it. That all of you, apart from Appleby, who are still on the boat, you kind of level out, and you see as Payet, is being dragged down below by this
I'm
crab
gonna
corpse.
I'm gonna go over to the edge.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cast Mage Hand down towards Payet, just so
Cool.
he's got something to grab onto.
Cool.
It's like a misty hand appear in front of him.
Give me a check and your spell casting modifier.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it-
So intelligence. That's a 22.
Nice. You manage to grab onto him, and you're just about holding the weight of this, but he is still underwater.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't fall any
I'm
further, I
in
guess,
the
yeah.
water, right?
You're in the water.
How
yeah.
close am I to where would I have fallen off on the same side as where the crab was?
Yes.
You would have been
because
catapulted out, yes. So
Yeah.
yes, you would have been. Give me a perception check, see if you can
Oh, sorry. Mage Hand can only hold up to £10, so it's ineffective.
Well, I'd say with that roll, you're slowing him down,
Okay.
but you're not. Yes, you're not certainly be able to lift him out.
That's fucking poor. What was I checking for? Sorry, perception.
Perception to see if you can see kind of roughly where they are.
10.
10. You can see certainly where this big splash went into the water with this crab, and you can kind of swim in that direction if you like.
Yeah, if I could swim over there, maybe,
Yep.
and get to the claw where Payet is.
You kind of swim over to where you saw the splash. You kind of look down, and you can see probably about 15 feet below you in the water, Payet there, kind of holding on to something that is kind of ethereally there as you see this hand kind of slowing his descent down into the water.
How far down are they?
15 feet down in the water.
How
at this
far can
point.
I swim?
Half your walking speed if you don't have a swimming speed.
I don't think I do, so 15 feet.
Cool. You can make it down to him if you swim quickly now.
Yeah, I'll get down to him then.
Cool. Give me an athletics check. Is there anything else anyone else would like to be doing at this point?
How far down?
What I can do.
You would have been hovering the whole time, so probably 20 feet for you if you're about 5 foot off the kind of top of the water.
13.
13. You manage to get to him, and you're kind of at the same level as kind of where he is. Still, he's you can see now this thing is still holding him fast.
Can I just, I probably wouldn't be able to, I imagine all of that would have taken my turn, but would I be able to pry the claws open at some point, or at least grab them?
You can certainly latch on to where they are all on at the moment, kind of in this sinking thing. Mm-hmm. Quinn, you actually feel as the kind of weight on your mage hand just increases slightly as this happens.
Something I should have asked before all this.
Yes.
Can I swim?
Can you float?
Can I float?
You,
There are fans.
I'd say you could swim as well as another humanoid could.
Okay, cool.
There's enough wood in your construction that there's kind of some buoyancy there.
And also, do I have to breathe?
No, you don't.
Sweet, nice.
Desert dragons.
Oh, yeah, fucking I'm going in. Down they go.
Yeah, you could just kind of flop into the water.
Yeah, just laying the stone and metal, just sink me down. I go flying past that. Yeah, cool. I'm just going to get down to their level as well, sort of get ready to try and pry it open, and I'll prep a bonus action to cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
If it looks like he passes out.
Okay, cool. Give me an athletics check to see how well you swim.
Cool. That's a crit fail. Turns out metal floats.
Yeah, you kind of you go down, and they're sinking at a faster rate than you can go down. You do feel that the buoyancy and the kind of wooden parts of your construction holding you back slightly as they are just kind of outpacing you as you're swimming down. You are, I'd say you're now kind of at about 15 feet, and they're now down at about 20 feet.
Cool. Right, yeah, I've got the thing still prepped because
Mhm.
it's a 30-foot range, but still.
I want to check if the initiative rounds come around because I did technically just do my action. But
We've kind of gone out of combat because this isn't really a combat encounter.
Only thing I guess that can do at this point is just start getting lines, like lifelines ready,
Okay,
just for when people come back.
nice. So you just start like
Making
laying.
sure that the boat hasn't sustained any like long-term damage.
Cool. Give me a just survival check to see if you can like tell if there's anything like crucially wrong.
I
with the
don't
boat.
know shit about boats.
We are
I got
not
an
really
8.
well.
Got an 8? Yeah, you're kind of like looking around. It's floating.
This boat is
floating about.
Fuck, this is 2 boats.
Yeah, you for the first time noticed the seas.
Split in the middle. Is the harpoon that Payet hit
Yes.
the crab with
Yeah.
was on a rope with the gun at the other end?
Yes.
Is the gun part of that still on the boat? As in, is there just a rope like that?
You actually you do see the harpoon and the thing on the like
Is
the
it
reel
like
on the side
unraveling
goes.
like a-
You see it there on the boat as Payet tossed it down to his side as he
Cool. I
went
am
in with his knife.
I'm going to grab the rope before it vanishes overboard.
Cool.
And try and
Smart.
use my physical strength to stop it from sinking
Nice.
too much faster.
Another strength check.
Is that a check or a saving throw?
Just say strength. Just strength check.
You're not playing the hottest character.
9.
9. You kind of like tug on this as if you feel it like just pull taut. You are thrown overboard and taken down
Jesus
with
Christ.
this into the water.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Not one of us can roll well.
I'm going to try and pry those claws open if we're not in initiative.
Go for it. Yeah. Now, yeah.
It would have been strength.
Give me a just straight strength check.
Bad.
It's a 1.
Oh,
No,
This
the
is
crit
not the
fails.
session.
You go to like pry these crab claws open, and you like pull this bit of like kind of muscle cord free out of this thing, and it just begins to constrict tighter around Payet's chest. You begin to see blood leak out from his midriff as he's kind of like staring up at you now. Cool.
Is he doing anything? He's got a fucking knife.
He just
Get yourself up,
he's
dude.
just trying to make
Conscious.
he's just trying to make a strength check too, and doesn't seem to be able to open these claws as well.
I have an idea.
Okay. Yep.
Misty step, so I'm next to the claw.
Okay.
Can I
Yep.
do that with 30 feet?
You can do that with 30 feet.
Cool.
Give me a perception check first, see if you can see it, because I believe you need to see things to do Misty Step. And it's under the water now.
Do, that's very true. This better not frickin' do the thing.
1.
Oh, thank God for that. That's a 21.
21, yeah, you can peer down, and being from a kind of foggy and kind of a lot of water in the region of the jungle where you
Muddy
live,
water too.
you're used to like looking and peering into water, and yeah, you can see this crystal clear.
Okay, so that's my bonus action. I still have an action.
Yeah.
So Reed is going to put both their hands to like the join of the claw.
Yep.
And cast Thunderwave into it.
Cool, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, nice. This has a chance to hit Payet, but it would depend on I'll say if you give me a spell casting check, just adding your spell casting modifier, see how like well you can control this.
Yeah. Okay, good.
You've got the patron
It's
advantage.
not too bad.
You've got the
It's-
patron advantage.
I've used it. It's a 13.
It's a 13. What is your spell save modifier?
14.
14.
That's my DC.
Cool. You don't manage to control this in a way, so it is also going to hit Payet, as
Still pay it.
you don't manage to shape it in such a way as this blast goes off. Appleby, could you also give me a saving throw for this?
Yes. What was I
Sorry,
saving
Emily.
for, sorry?
Con. 14.
Con save.
16.
Payet gets a 10.
I'm going to kill Payet.
You're going to eat Payet.
I don't want to eat Payet. I'm just eating fish eye. Crab eye.
2d8.
Yeah. What are your damage?
I'm so sorry. I tried.
2
Oh, wait,
ones,
what's
2
going on?
ones,
Control
2 ones.
Okay. It's just 5.
Okay.
It's just 5.
Options have more health than that, I think.
Cool. Yeah, you blast.
Cut so much.
You blast this claw apart, and you see as this kind of like form of Payet is just thrown through the water about 10 feet, and you kind of just see him lying in the water limply.
Prepped action.
Yes.
Spare the dying.
You have to touch them first, don't you?
Range. I'm with the
Is it
great
ranged? Oh, you are, of course. Cool. Yeah, that goes off.
Clerics are so good.
They just is he unconscious still, or what? happens to that?
He's still on. He's just stable.
He's just stable, so he is unconscious. Yes,
Not
you,
making death
you,
saves.
yeah, you do see his limp form there, but you also kind of see this glow kind of emanating not only from him, but this form that seems to be swimming down from the surface as Death Ward goes off. Any particular way that it looks?
So the very similar to healing magic, just around the cuts around him, just these spectral leeches and sewing needles just start stitching him back together, like draining bruises, that kind of thing.
You see his Reed like,
Full of inspiration.
In the moments where Rodeo has gone arse over tea kettle,
Yep.
Shadow has grabbed one of the lifelines and has leaped into the water after them just to see if they can grab on.
Cool.
Because at this point, Shadow doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so...
If you could both give me a strength check.
Elephants can
That
swim.
means
Yes, you as well. See how well you can hold on to each other. You just forming a
got
human
inbuilt
chain at this
snorkels.
point.
That's an 18.
Nice.
15.
Nice. Yeah, you both manage to like cling onto each other pretty solidly at this point, and you both begin to like raise each other out of the boat, and kind of using your combined strength now, you begin to pull this massive weight that seems to be coming up on the end of this rope as the two of you now on this boat kind of hauling this line up together, and eventually breaching the surface. You see Appleby kind of riding this claw with, I guess, Reed hanging on to one side and the kind of limp form of Payet DeWet kind of like resting over this big dragon skull as you are all dragged to the surface. Corridor, you kind of breach a few moments later, swimming up separately to the rest of the group.
Someone put me in a bag of rice.
Do we pull up the crab as well?
You kind of like, you see as
Got the claw.
the whole thing is still
yeah.
the whole thing is still attached to this like this claw that's up there.
I broke the claw.
It just broke the claw apart, but this harpoon was stuck to a different part of the. This was the initial shot that Payet did at the beginning of the combat.
So good.
And so, yeah,
Only
you've
noticed,
dragged this thing up, and yeah, you've pulled. You can, both of you just give me one more strength to see if you can pull it aboard the ship.
Dirty
9.
Nice. With the dirty 20, yeah, you kind of like, you're definitely pulling the weight here as you get this thing aboard the ship, and you kind of are almost crowded out by this giant dragon skull that fills up almost the entire kind of area that you guys were sitting in before fishing, with these kind of limp crab arms and these two dead crab eyes kind of like resting out of the eye holes of the dragon skull.
Only one dead crab eye.
I can see wait.
Oh, yes, you're right. And these kind of like crab legs splayed out underneath it as you kind of all take a breath, and you kind of do see that Payet is still kind of like coughing up water while unconscious, but definitely still alive.
Wander over and give him a hard pat on the back.
Cool.
And just sort of
Give me a medicine check.
nice one. And just as I'm doing this in his ear, he just hears, "Am I proficient in fishing yet?" 9 on the No, hang on. I know things. 11 on the medicine check.
You give him a big tap on the back, and you kind of see as this big glob of water comes out of his throat. And goes, He kind of looks at, am I dead?
You could be.
I hope not. I'm not very hungry.
What of the chum guzzler?
You're on it.
She lives.
Yeah.
He goes,
Prestidigitation just dry them off.
he goes,
I'll do it for everyone actually who went in the water.
that dried out my lungs, thank you. I feel much better now. Wow. Well, thank you guys.
I'll pop a cure wounds on him as well.
You kind of, I feel much better. Oh, he kind of like does a little jig on the ground. I haven't felt this good in years.
Just he steps in the wrong space and the boat snaps.
Well, I'll say after all that, next fishing lesson, 25% more off.
Right. I throw him back in. I'll go about casting mending on the more damaged partnerships.
Cool, yeah, you kind of like go around and you
Do something.
mend a few of the planks, kind of like a few of the loose rivets and things that have come loose in that fight are certainly mended as you make your way back to the shore.
How long does it take to get back to shore?
Probably about another 20 minutes or so. It's not a long
Quinn's
journey.
going to examine the fuck out of this dragon skull
Cool.
and see if they can just recognise anything about it.
Cool, give me a
What would you like?
nature or arcana check.
That's
if you
going to
like.
be arcana.
Anyone else can have a look at this as well.
Assist Quinn, because as a Dragonborn, we tend to know things about dragons.
Absolutely, yeah. They can give you advantage on the roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I probably would. I don't have a roll that's good enough by myself. I can give you an assist.
I mean, it's still a 17.
That's still really good. You kind of have a look over this thing, and just kind of your general knowledge of history, sciences, and how they kind of relate to the magics of the world and creatures of magical origins. You, first of all, pretty easily kind of wipe away some of the grime, and you denote this as what appears to be an adult silver dragon skull, as this thing is huge. It was a young adult, you would think, but this is definitely something that has matured a decent amount before it was killed here, or how its head ended up here. You can see it still has a decent amount of the scales attached, dragon scales being very hard to destroy or remove from the kind of skeletal structure of the dragon, as his head is kind of like, you can still see it's in the definite shape of a skull, and there are definitely bone parts to it, but a lot of the scales kind of still on there, just caked in seaweed, kind of this grime. There's a few limpets and barnacles kind of crusting the underside of it especially. And you do see this kind of body of this enormous hermit crab that has taken residence inside this skull, its form almost magically morphing to fit this thing perfectly so it could articulate itself through. You see the kind of like holes that were part of the dragon's mouth where it perfectly could stick its claw arms out of, the kind of neck hole where the legs came out of, and these two eyes that had been like jutting out of the dragon's eyes, as this thing seemed to have almost a perfect symbiotic relationship with this skull that had obviously entered its home a long time ago.
Quinn will say all of that out loud, so you know it's a silver dragon skull. Just kind of saying it to you as they're like writing it down in their book.
You kind of all do the photos where you got the fish as well, like a few of you got the opal trouts and stuff.
Hold it towards the camera so that it looks bigger than it actually is.
Reed does not need to.
Yeah, the fish looks enormous next to you.
And then there's the dragon skull.
Yeah.
Hey, it's there with the harpoon gun, like.
We've got dinner for tonight,
Yeah.
but also
How are we going to eat that skull?
I guess this is.
I think he means the crab.
I don't think we can split this skull 6 ways.
Well,
It's quite large to take with us on the journey, but we can always...
Probably flog it in town.
Right, it's in a cart.
I could sell it for you if you like.
It'd make a great figurehead for the charm guzzler.
I think
It's the size of the
it's like always leaning horribly to the fore.
Just get a bigger engine at the back, probably.
No, I could sell it for you in town if you like. I've got a market stall there.
No, I think it would make a great figurehead for the charm
I
guzzler.
think we should keep it.
Think we should keep it.
Fuck are we gonna do with a dragon skull?
We could build a small
Resources,
house.
dragon bone, dragon scales. It's also quite threatening. If we could, if while we're traveling, people come after us, we can say, "Well, look what we killed."
Look around you, Quinn. Threatening's not a thing we need more of.
That's a fair point. See what you
But
mean.
if you want to harvest the fucking thing, do it.
I'll attempt to, I'll look at it. I have no idea how to do this, and just be like,
Take a great big hammer to it and start going.
As someone who did autopsies for a living,
Yes.
and with proficient in nature, can I have a crack at getting out
What do you want to get?
scales
and
bone,
teeth.
Scales. Oh,
You can definitely get bones too, but that would, what I'd say is if you take any bones, because it's a skull, you'd have to basically break it.
scales and teeth then.
Okay,
Just
cool.
a bit of both.
Cool, yeah, give me a nature check, 2 nature checks.
You got it.
This one we'll say for teeth.
This is not rolling well today. The first one was nature 10. Second one was 22.
22. What was it? The first one being teeth. You kind of like have a look around, and it looks like a lot of the teeth have kind of rotted out over time. And there's not really any really good examples of kind of dragon teeth that you really want to take there. And the ones you do kind of see, you kind of try to extract, and they just kind of break. But the scales, they're quite plentiful still on the kind of side of this. It almost looks like kind of a fish's scales now that they've been underwater for so long. And you do manage to get, what did you roll again for that? 22?
22.
Cool. You managed to get 4 silver, pretty big adult silver dragon scales.
Nice. I will keep one for myself and hand the rest back to Quinn. There's something for you.
I might be able to use this for something for us, or for you lot.
We got a mind.
Magic bullshit is what I'd say. I'm not a great enchanter yet, but I'm almost there.
Speaking my kind of language when it comes to magic.
Would I, as I'm proficient in alchemist tools, am I aware that dragon scales are used for medicinal purposes at all?
Yeah, give me a medicine check. See if you can think of any medicinal purposes you could think of for this.
This dice is going in dice jail. Anyone got anything? That was a crit fail.
No, sorry.
Nothing.
You kind of have a look over it and you think anything that could have been of value, such as kind of any organs or kind of the more fleshy bits that you could use in some kind of like a brew or potion, has long since been eroded away by time or the seas, and the only real useful stuff now is going to be these scales, you think?
Cool. Yeah. So the scale, specifically the scales I was looking at.
Do you think they are probably a bit too hardy to make into any kind of medicine? Anything that they would even be broken down to would be like a fine sand-like grit, really, at best. And the kind of magical properties would all be in kind of its physical defensive properties.
Cool. Go on, anyway.
In the time that we're sailing back,
Yes.
would I be able to have hidden the harpoon gun in my robes?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is still attached to the crab, I think.
So the rope is, but the gun.
Oh, so you're just going to cut
Yeah,
and take the gun?
just take the gun.
Okay.
Give me a stealth check and then a sleight of hand check. What I'll say is, with everything that's been going on, pretty low DC here.
Has been
That means
a bit of a
nothing
kerfuffle.
for this session.
Yeah, I know, but I'll say it just to.
The average roll has been 6.
I've been rolling fine.
Yeah, we love this now.
Change this.
Damn it.
But like 3 crits.
Right, you didn't want to be rolled. You'll be. Right, let's go stealth first.
Poor.
14.
Okay, yeah.
Sleight of hand. 14.
Cool. Kind of coroner
Hello.
and
Kind of.
Rodeo and Reed, you all notice as Shadow takes this item and kind of quickly puts it in their robes, but Paya doesn't notice.
You're stealing from Paya?
And there's kind of like, you see actually there as he's kind of sharpening his dagger for a little while, and then he begins to cut some of the crab legs and begins to store them in what appears to be one of his fishing barrels.
Nice.
Starts taking the crab legs.
We'd flow over to pay it
Okay.
and just be like, "Hey mate, that was a pretty crazy fight."
Yeah, well, that doesn't usually happen, I promise.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you that. Is that like a normal occurrence? Have you seen many of those before?
No.
Oh. Okay, you just seem pretty good at butchering it, so...
I've seen crabs, not that big, but you know, those hermit crabs, they kind of grow into the size of what's left down there.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I don't know what crabs usually are like size-wise.
And he kind of like looks down at the kind of like ocean bed for a little while, sees kind of like little rock pool, and he says, "Oh, there you go, you can see some there." And he kind of look down and they're like, biggest, usually about this big.
It's huge! No, I'm kidding.
It's like a one-up point.
Yeah, and then Reed's like, I just wanted to apologise. I don't know how much you remember of being under the water, but I did potentially kill you. But luckily, my friend made you feel better. I just wanted to apologise though, because that would have weighed heavy on my conscience.
Oh, well, that's really nice of you to apologise. I don't really remember. I was kind of being cut in half.
Yeah, well, you're not anymore.
Yeah.
I did kill you.
Right.
Sorry.
I can smell a lot of burning on the inside of me, but you know.
Oh, that was the prestidigitation.
That's the
Okay.
smoked fish.
He's got one in his mouth.
Shoot it away.
Oh yeah, it's probably stop eating these.
You really need to get your engine fixed, mate.
Why? It's perfect for smoking the fish.
Yeah, alright, fuck me, I guess.
Well, no, the last thing that I wanted to say was eventually I'm going to be going home for a little trip. I'll be coming back this way to pick up Regnor. And if you wanted to do some like exotic fishing, you come along. There's so many like little rivers and brooks and stuff. You had
Where are you from?
Oh, over there.
Oh,
Just
right.
points to what Reed assumes to be east.
In the ocean.
Oh no, further than that. What's the name of the place?
Relkaor.
Yeah, Relkaor.
Oh.
The woodlands or the forest.
You probably mean the Mejanti.
Maybe.
Yeah, I reckon you do.
Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah, I've never been there.
You want to go? You know Ragnar?
Yeah, I know Regnor.
Oh, we're
He's
getting such a troop together.
yeah, he's a cunt. I hate him.
Oh. Okay. Would you be up for a holiday with Ragnar, or have I got to pick one of you?
Oh, if I go to the Mejanti, I'll come.
Okay, don't hurt Ragnar.
I don't think I'll need to.
What, you think I'm going to?
No.
I did accidentally kill you, to be fair.
Have
Sorry.
You must have been there, though.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
lived there.
dangerous.
Oh, yeah, it's terrifying. I got irrevocably lost. I don't even know if I can find it again. It's going to be great. I might die while we're there.
Going on a sweet road trip
Okay.
with two guys
Like,
that
we're
hate each
such
other.
good friends now.
This sounds like the best road trip movie that hasn't been made yet.
By the time we get to actually going to Round Hill, there's going to be 3 mini buses full of Reed's friends going with us.
There's goblins everywhere you go.
I've generally kind of made it a mission that Reed's got like a whole entourage of people.
Reed's slowly just collecting like the cast of a Stephen Beckett play.
Waiting for Reed's death.
Two goblins that hate each other. This fucking group of people.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be in about 786 days.
It's oddly specific.
Yeah, I might die in 789, but I want to leave a few days in case we get lost.
I think it's going to take us 5 days.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay, there was actually another part to that question, but sure, I'll do this one first. Oh yeah, with advantage, that's pretty good. It's just a 20.
Yeah, I'll come.
Nice. In the
This sounds interesting.
Oh, it'll be really wild. You're going to have a time you've never had before. The only other kind of demand, I guess, is I've got to bring Regnor, provided they live.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
suggest you either resolve your differences.
No.
Okay. I'm not going to say the orc, because I thought you'd go for that one.
What was the ore?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I won't.
What was the ore, Ken?
Going to the death.
The or was or Regnor dies and then doesn't come. I'm not going to say that. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to our trip. Thanks for the fishing license. I hope it didn't get wet during our little dive.
He kind of like goes to his book and you see it's perfectly dry.
Oh.
It's all
And you
waterproof.
actually go and check your fishing license. It's dry as bone.
It's laminated.
These pockets are incredible.
What did Ragnar do to you?
Oh, stole
Jilted
me,
lover.
stole my best rod.
Oh,
Oh, so you don't take kindly to those stealing your fishing equipment?
Oh, not Regnor.
Only Ragnar.
Well,
Probably.
I don't like anyone stealing my fishing equipment.
course not.
But, Regnar's also a bastard.
I did get that vibe from Ragnar.
Nice, but okay.
Yeah, he's nice enough if you're a paying customer. I steal one drink from him and he flips his lid.
oh, so now it comes out.
Well, I only stole the drink because he stole me rod.
Reed just leans and goes, "You're losing the crowd, mate."
You kind of like, as you pull in to the main jetty at Ria Priz, you see as this kind of massive wooden crane is swung over your boat. As they can see, you have quite a heavy prize to unload on your fishing vessel. As this kind of winch is lowered down, you see this crane hook is lowered onto the fishing boat and kind of locks around this dragon skull. And it's pulled up like those when they kind of do sharks on like the in old-timey pictures. It's kind of like pulled up on the docks and like everyone's like looking around. You do see a little goblin in a suit come up and like take a picture with a big flash. Runs off back into the city somewhere. As you can see, kind of like a lot of townsfolk gathering around this kind of weird crab dragon fusion thing that is being hoisted into the main market square. You see Grodder and Gradder, the two fish salesmen, especially interested in this, kind of go up to pay it. They are, "Oh, wow, how'd you get that payo?" "Well, I caught it myself." And he kind of like looks around to make sure none of you kind of like are gonna be disputing his
The
statement.
man's gun. He can say what he likes.
And he kind
We
of
did
like,
get the first shot. So.
yeah. And he kind of looks around, looking pretty proud of himself.
You got the first shot.
As goblins,
Technically.
as goblins kind of
I'm
like
not
come
taking
up,
credit
shake
for
his
this one.
hand, thing like that, and you see it's quite a hubbub is caused as you kind of like definitely taken less notice of as this happens.
What?
I will take that opportunity to walk away.
Yeah, that shit doesn't happen.
They said he may sell it for us.
Yeah.
I think Quinn might just try and drum up some interest amongst the goblins.
Okay.
Try to like rile them up.
Cool. How would you go about doing that?
I'd probably try to persuade them. I'd probably just regale them the story.
Cool.
While you do that, I'm going to play a little bit on my zinc, which is my long fucking like.
Oh, like a little salesman's jingle.
You wish. It's much more
Worse
haunting.
than that. Okay, nice.
Oh, it sounds like the Sardu car from Doom.
Yeah.
He gives off buy this or else.
Sales gentle.
So you can have this advantage, Dan, as Applebee's helping you, I think. He's certainly attracting attention.
Oh, bada bing, bada boom. What's that? What was that? Persuasion?
Yeah.
What is my persuasion? +6, 24.
You certainly see as you kind of like begin telling this story of what happened, and like you kind of maybe embellishing some of the details a little bit, kind of maybe brushing over the part where Payet was murdered a bit, and this kind of heroic tale of this dragon crab begins to spread quickly around Ria Priz, and soon you do see as there are people kind of coming up to Payet and seemingly offering to buy this thing. As you kind of overhear this conversation, yeah, I'll give you 800 gold for it. I'll give you 1,000. No, I'll give you 1,200. And Pay kind of go, oh well, hold up. Let's do this thing properly. And you kind of see as he begins to like set up kind of this almost mock auction.
Takes a barrel of fish off the boat, steps up on it. Like,
First one to eat this whole barrel of fish. Sounds about right.
How are you paying us? I'll give you a shot.
He's going to do a final persuasion check at advantage to see how well he can sell this dragon skull for you. If you're all happy for him to sell it.
I've no
It's already
qualms.
at 1,200 gold.
We
That's
cannot
what-
take it with us.
We got the scales.
Yeah.
Cool. He does a pretty decent job with a 15, as you get 1,500 gold pieces for this. He is going to take a cut of 300 gold of that for his fee for not only teaching you how to fish, but also because
1,200 gold, that's 200.
Yeah.
226.
We paid for the fishing lesson and then saved his life, but sure.
And then made money.
Yeah.
he's kind of like, you see as he kind of like approaches you, the successful buyer, just like seeing the dragon skull being lowered into a big cart now, as you actually see the mage from the College Callistia who was there observing the rift, appears to be the new owner of this dragon skull as it's being kind of loaded into this cart, and you do see his 4 guardians there, as they've always been with him, as this blue-robed individual is kind of looking over this silver dragon skull.
Reed would, if possible, if allowed, float over to that individual.
Yeah, Karin is coming as well.
Okay, cool.
Give them a gentle nudge to get their attention.
Hi there.
And then be like, don't know if you know this, there's more of those in the little rock pools. And then just like floats away again.
I'm going to sort of step up wherever Payet was. Just a moment
1 second.
ago. Sorry.
Yeah. A mighty prize you've purchased there.
yes, a dragon skull.
Quite useful. What's your... I'm quite new to the... I'm more of a religious magic person. What's the... What kind of things can you do with a whole dragon skull of its type?
I think I'm going to shrink it down and use it as a magical focus.
Oh, you're quite impressive. Karin, pleasure to...
Oh, a pleasure to meet you too.
I'm medic.
I'm Rendelf.
Pleasure. I don't recognise your robe, so I'm from the Gold Tooth.
You do actually recognise this robe. You
I did, yeah.
you rolled on these.
Yeah.
He's from the College Callistia. It is a wizard college that is on one of the moons of Ellseworld. I believe it is on...
On the moon?
It is on one of the moons of Ellseworld.
You can just go to the moon?
The trial to enter the college is getting to the moon.
Getting to the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I should have made a moon wizard character.
Elliot told me about this, and I was like, okay, Quinn has a new goal.
I can't remember which moon it is, but I'll look that up later for you. But yes.
Is Karin. Right, yeah, well, very impressive. I recognise your robes. Is it going to be going up there with you, or...?
Yes, we can't perform the magic in my my laboratorium.
Wonderful, that's quite impressive. Anyway, just, I was curious. I'm new to the world, I suppose.
Are you a practitioner of the arcane?
Not the arcane. I'm a cleric. That's the word.
Oh, okay. Yes, you access the weave
Yes.
much different ways from me.
I'm gifted my craft, whereas you, of course, learn it through
Yes.
skill and study.
Being
Very
a
happy.
nerd.
What god is it that you draw your power from, cleric?
I was wondering, does having a dragon skull, does that increase a certain types of spell? Because I can see it's a silver dragon.
This is a silver dragon, of course, as you say.
Is it
Yes.
with ice spells?
Yes, I'm an ice spell. Well, I wouldn't say master, but there are those that do call me master, and that ice magic is certainly my specialty.
Wonderful, I'm impressed. Anyway, I just wanted to have a quick chat. Very well done. Have a lovely rest of your day. And yeah, Corin will walk away.
Pleasure.
That was a full Apple, the playbook there.
You saw as kind of like, as that whole conversation was going, the 4 guards that he had as well with your passive as well, just had their eyes on you the entire time, just like locked on you, almost to the extent, you would see this with your passive actually, being 21, they didn't blink once while you were talking to him.
Oh, well, neither did I.
No, you did not.
So, joke's on me.
Challenged with staring contest.
Yeah, cool. Apart from that, Corin just kind of skulks around, doesn't really do much, but if you look at all the photos after, they're in the background of all of them.
Nice. Cool. Sorry, Appleby.
Yeah, I get up on the barrel that Payet was on, sort of where he was selling the skull to everyone. And Appleby just sort of, after playing a little bit of a on the zinc, he gets up and sort of goes, and the neck's locked. And he reaches down to his belt, and you guys notice something that wasn't necessarily there before, or maybe it was there and you just didn't notice that it was there. And he pulls up by the hair, he pulls up a hag's skull and just sort of brandishes it to the crowd and says, "Shall we start the bidding at 300?
Appleby, where the fuck did you get that?
Keep a Boria."
Yeah, alright.
No further questions, my lord.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check, see how many interested buyers you think you can get in with this.
Quinn might be.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I don't want this to stay in the family, please.
18.
18, yeah, you see there's a few goblins go, ooh, another skull. My lucky day. And kind of like a few...
What do they want?
Is it just
300
a skull?
gold pieces.
Or is it still got like skin on?
It kind of has, it actually has a
How
few
long is
kind of
the
like
skull?
scraps of skin on there. You see
It's
this
not
kind
fresh.
of necrotized green flesh kind of clinging onto this skull.
Lovely.
And what you also see is one of the eye sockets seems to be different in shape to the other. One is kind of standard humanoid, kind of round eye socket. The other seems to have had something forced into it. This almost kind of more polyhedral shape had been obviously rammed into one of these eye sockets. At some point, as you see these kind of like bones that are misshaped in this one eye, and you see this kind of like lank bit of hair still holding onto a scalp lock that was tied to the top of this hag's head.
Gross, love it.
Oh.
Do I see 300? Bra ba bra ba 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 bra bra bra.
What can a hag skull do? 350.
I see 350. Bra ba ba ba.
Give me one more persuasion check.
That one's not quite as good. That's a 9.
No one else seems to be bidding here.
Ba ba ba.
A pair of pristine boots and 50% off with rod guards.
On top of 350?
No.
That's so good.
So 350.
And you see this goblin like visibly looks pretty anxious, like, please, someone else bid.
Oh, his wife's going to be so mad. I don't want my life. You bought what?
Oh, it's real, it's a hag skull.
It's got a weird eye.
Tell you what, Tyler.
That was the King's College fund.
Kind of like the...
Sold to the keen man at the front.
Oh, fuck. Listen, I've not got that kind of capital, mate.
Blah.
That was a verbal contract. I just signed it.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
You know now that you're spitting on that contract.
I wouldn't want to spit on anything.
Tell you what. We'll
Yeah.
You broke Appleby.
tell you what. We'll leave the hag's head. Don't worry. You don't have to give me the 350 now. All right.
Okay, do I have to give it to you at any point?
But can I interest you in a good thing?
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got a few good things.
Okay, yeah. How much?
Appleby sort of takes a golden bell out of his pocket.
Oh, that's nice.
It's quite nice, isn't it? You look like a man who would know a good thing when you see one.
If I take this, you aren't going to be mad.
No? Take it.
Snatched it out of your hand. Oh, my lucky day. And he runs off home.
Don't you worry about the hag, Skull. Quinn, do you still want this?
I was kind of just trying to bid up, and then I was trying to appeal to your sense of wonder and mischief, but
Call it 5 gold.
deal.
That's how much Applebee's sense of mischief is worth. Cool. This set of auctions happens on the dockside. Is there anything else anyone else would be doing in this kind of 20 minutes or so that have passed since you guys have come to the shore of Rio Priz?
I'm wandering up towards High House.
Cool.
House,
Yep.
yeah.
Assuming that Payet is not following us anymore, our day with him seems to be done.
Yeah, you've kind of like, if you would have left straight away, certainly he would have been still selling this big skull at the kind of dockside and sorting that all out and things like that.
I'm going to wait sort of like by the doors to High House, I guess,
Okay.
until Rodeo turns up.
Cool, yeah. How long would you stay at the kind of dockside?
First thing, she's not interested in like watching them sell this thing or
Okay.
whatever. Like, she's not massively religious anymore, but seeing the skull of a dead dragon,
Yeah.
because they are such an important thing in their culture, and there is like that inherent like reverence that all Dragonborn have.
Yeah.
It does always make her feel a little bit sad. In a weird kind of way,
Certainly.
like a dead dragon.
Certainly this dragon being silver in aspect is about as close a realization to the platinum of Barmut as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
It definitely makes her feel a little bit odd in some kind of way. Obviously, like, we didn't kill it and it could have
Yeah.
been under the ocean for hundreds of years. She doesn't know anything about it, but it just, makes her feel a bit odd. And she's not going to stop them from selling it, because what else can you do with it? It's not like you can bury it particularly, but she's not particularly interested in like the act of selling it on or whatever. So yeah, she'd kind of keep her distance from all of the haggling, the pun intended, I guess, that's going on. The first thing that she would do as soon as they step foot on the shore is sit down and fix her pistol, which let her down.
Yeah, give me a Tinkerer's Tool check.
Is that just D20 plus my proficiency?
It is indeed.
Plus Dex, isn't it? I thought.
Oh, let me double check.
Double check.
I think it can be plus Dex or Intelligence off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's only proficiency in something else.
Okay. Yep. So it's okay. The DC is going to be 9, so it's
Okay.
a fairly low DC.
Listen, you've seen how I rolled today.
Tinkerer's Tool check. Yeah, so you're proficient with the tool, so yeah, it's just going to be a straight D20 roll plus your proficiency.
Oh, okay.
That's a 3, so
Oh,
no.
no.
It's below a 9.
Cool,
You
yeah.
shouldn't have told me the number.
You kind of have a go at this. You can't quite get it, but you can just spend another action now and give it another go.
Yeah. There you go, 16.
Nice.
So
First try, you really can't figure out what's going on. This isn't something that's happened to you very often. Second try, you kind of finally figure it out. It's kind of something that you now are kind of cursing yourself for not seeing before, and you kind of finally get this jam out. You see that some of the like gunpowder in there as well is just sopping wet from the boat ride, and you kind of get all that gunk out of the kind of firing mechanism. You manage to kind of reload it, ready to go for the next time you are in combat. You hope, as your gun is now cleared.
Yep.
And then after that,
Fucking useless piece of shit. Never should have stolen you.
What time of day would it be about now?
now it would be going on to late afternoon, just peeking into evening. I'd say somewhere between 5 and 6.
Sunset is autumn.
Sunset, I would say, is pretty good.
What time do we want to set off tonight?
Well,
yeah.
If we wanted to get a sleep in before,
I'd really like to.
we could wake up at 2 a.m.
Is this to get out of
and-
town?
and-
Yeah, I think we should go in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so if we wanted to call it an early night, maybe not sleep, but rest up at High House, we could then skip town in the AM while it's still dark, hopefully not be followed,
I think that's a great plan.
We'd be fighting fit as well then.
Do we have an escape plan? Are we going out like through the tunnels or something? Or
I think we're just
lights
leaving
on
by
that?
cart and hoping that the cover of night is enough.
Yeah, that
You
makes
have a
sense.
card?
I could drive a car.
Don't know.
Faisal
Or
and
Digby, maybe?
Digby said they had access to one.
I think so.
Faisal certainly has the cart that you arrived in
Yes,
on,
that was it, yeah.
that was parked outside of the city. Shadow, you also have something waiting for you up there.
I got means.
So, sorry, how long are you going to wait for?
So we can take a long rest.
We're thinking go back to High House, rest for 8 hours until about 2 a.m. 3
Okay.
a.m.
Cool, yeah, so you all kind of like gather after the kind of auction, fixing weapons, other things like that. As you head on up to High House, you kind of all congregate there. At about 6 o'clock, you kind of all...
I did want to wait outside a high house till Rodeo turned up.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes, I forgot about that, my bad. Yes,
okay.
Rodeo would arrive there first, being that she just was fixing her gun and then would have, I assume, headed up there.
Stopped off in a bit of a huff and went back up to the house.
You are, mate?
Not my day.
No.
Not my day.
Well, can't say much for your pistol, but I found this in the water for you. I'm gonna hand you the harpoon gun.
Ooh, I'm gonna insight check that.
Oh, Shadow's not even trying to hide the fact that that
Oh,
was
you
not,
were just like,
no.
oh, look at this thing! I fell off the back of a wagon.
With your
Yeah.
passive, you actually saw them take
Oh,
it.
did I?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, no, she wouldn't need to.
No, she would not
No, she
need
wouldn't need to
to.
insight check this. Why do you have that?
Found it.
Yeah, checks out.
I can't take this. You saw me use it. It ain't no good to me.
That's alright, you can practice with that. You can teach me how to use a net. Look, if you don't want to handle stolen goods, it's fine.
I'm just gonna. This is like a morality check, I guess.
Come with me to the dark side.
That guy did kind of help save our lives today.
Yeah, we saved his.
He was, look. I understand taking stuff when survival is the main driver of your actions.
Uh-huh.
However, I don't know, man. Like, he's just a guy. You know, this is his livelihood. This is his business. I don't abide taking from the small folk. You know, look, I've seen your light fingers. I've seen you've got an eye for the shiny stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but you know, steal from the rich all you want, but some stuff, you know, the stuff they won't miss. He's only got 2 of these. And I'm pretty sure the other one fell in the fucking ocean. So, I appreciate the gesture of what you were offering to me. I will still teach you how to use that net.
Thank you.
I was, you know, might as well make myself useful somehow. But I'm going to take this back down the hill and I'm going to return it to its rightful owner.
Oh, so that's what I was about to do. Having been
I haven't found it in the ocean.
I haven't found it in the ocean.
Well, that's a very kind and gracious citizen. How very good of you. And then she, like, winks and goes on into the house.
I'm not going to wander down to the auction. I'm
Yeah.
going to wander up to Rod God's.
Cool, yep.
I assume no one's in.
Nope, no, you
Door locked.
you get there, door's open.
Yep. Tracks.
Oh no,
Fully
please don't
tracks.
steal everything.
Just the harpoon gun left.
I
and
returned this.
I'm going to walk up to...
As you kind of like open the door and you kind of like creak on inside, you hear this kind of like sound of something being knocked over in the background. It's like, oh fuck! And kind of like you look inside and kind of as the light from the door opens up inside, you see this familiar looking goblin as Regnor is in there with an armful of fishing rods. And he kind of looks at you.
Oh,
No!
dearie,
It's gonna be the worst road trip.
dearie me. What the fuck are you doing?
Inventory.
Inspiration.
And what have you found so far? These rods?
Rods?
Yeah, that makes sense. You're rod gods.
It kind of like starts like putting
Put
them
them
back on the shelf.
Strange. I've also come here to do some inventory.
Yes. 5 inspiration.
Nice one.
That's so
I
good.
genuinely don't know if I've had inspiration this whole game or not.
Oh no.
Once you're finished with those, you can follow me upstairs to where the harpoon gun's kept.
Kind of, yeah. He does so. He kind of puts the rods back that he was holding and kind of heads upstairs.
Take an inventory of anything else.
No.
Please don't lie to me.
Roll insight.
Oh, fucking Kenny. Ooh.
Oh.
13.
You're pretty confident he's telling the truth here. You are quite large compared to this little goblin, and you have basically just caught him in the act. So you do see as he's kind of like he seems to be telling you the truth.
Nice. Okay. Good. Oh, I know where to get this thing. Keen mind. Don't forget, Cal does. And we'll wander up to where the harpoon gun should be kept. I assume there is one there.
There is one there. Yep, the one that he would have sold was trying to sell to Rodeo is still there in the kind of glass cabinet.
Nice one. I will lay this one down in front of the cabinet. And similar to how I did with the suitcase,
Yep.
we'll reach around. Oh fuck! Everything's wet.
I dried you off the presentation.
You did.
Dried everyone,
Excellent. And I will just leave a little note saying, "You dropped this in the ocean. Thought I'd bring it back to you. Lock your doors and windows when you're not in the shop." Shadow.
Love Ragnar.
And Ragnar kind of looks up and says, "That's some piece of inventory you got there."
That is a piece of inventory I've got there.
He kind of like,
I've
you see his
spent-
hands kind of go up to like, grab it.
I'll put my hand just on his head.
Okay.
Crush it. This guy's gonna suck at road.
780 something
Right.
days to improve himself.
I have spent the afternoon with Payet. I've heard about how well you two get on.
Oh, yeah, we're mates.
Yeah, you're mates in the same way we were taking inventory, bud.
Okay, yep.
Yep. If I hear about you giving him grief, or about you breaking into his shop, or stealing,
Yeah.
I just give him a look that says everything that it needs to.
Cool. Give me intimidation advantage. Nice, yeah. You kind of see as he like with your hand still on his head, kind of like guiding him out of the shop. He's kind of like, I'll be super nice to pay it.
I would. My little buddy, Bogwater, the fairy.
Oh yeah, he's
Why
gonna
do I
take me on a
say-
trip.
Yeah, Payet's coming too.
Oh,
So I think it might be in your best interests for you two to actually try to get along.
yeah. You know what? Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Years away.
You can be married by the time you come back.
nice one.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Kind of as you
just
kind
don't.
of hand on head, you've kind of guided him back out to the kind
Just, like, pick him up.
of front door of the shop. You kind of like go out back into the streets of Ria Priz, kind of your hand still on his head.
Nice one.
Can I go?
Yeah, all right.
He kind of like scampers on all fours back to the inn, priding speed over anything else here as he runs off into the wilds of the town of Ria Priz.
Nice one. I will wander back to High House and to Rodeo and regale the story of me being good. And also, Catching a thief in the act.
Yeah. As you kind of head back and you kind of regale this tale as it wraps up, the rest of you.
To the sheriff of the town.
Not this time. I have authority.
No, I mean the orc.
Oh
woman.
god, yeah,
I'm
Liza's
not-
here.
I'm not going to knock, but I'm going to tell the police.
As this kind of story wraps up, the rest of you all do arrive back at High House. Kind of you're let in by the venerable manservant who just lets you in, kind of as upon seeing you now, knowing you as friends of his master.
That was his first mistake.
As you stab him to death in the atrium.
I'm your new man servant now.
You look different. As you kind of head on into High House, you kind of go into the lounge where you do see Aldous, Faisal, and Digby kind of still in their cups and still having a bit of the convo about kind of just general stuff and things. You definitely notice that Faisal's kind of just been filling Aldous in on kind of what's happened over the last 100 years in Ontrath and kind of Ellseworld in general, as you find the three of them still chatting here. Liza kind of in the room, but definitely not kind of part of the conversation. She seems to be just kind of listening to what's going on.
Probably something I'd do in the evening, but nothing straight away. If anyone has anything.
No, I'm good. Coroner just immediately, Coroner's had a day.
Yeah.
So they just immediately go into rest mode and just sit in the corner.
You kind of sit on a chair and you kind of start
Get rest mode.
You kind of step.
So, yeah, that's probably still there.
And you kind of see as you get into the oil bath, there's little bubbles of water just kind of escape from your body as they are drawn to the surface of the oil.
Perfect.
Alvin, what were you doing up in Cape Boreal?
A little job for the what's her name? Shit. Eater of Faces, I think.
Yeah, all right. What was the job?
Getting a face.
Okay.
That's his mum.
This is whose mum?
Eater of Faces.
Hello, Eater of Faces, mum.
I assume you were successful.
Oh yeah. The guy was a weird, cultist of some kind.
And just out of the blue, decided you were the one for the job.
No. The cultist didn't decide I was the one for the job. It was the big suit of armor that decided I was the one for the job. Or his master or some shit like that.
When he reappeared on the docks, I saw a silhouette of another figure in the magic with him.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That ever happened to you before?
No, can I say it has? No.
Coroner, actually, at this point, as you spend a bit of extended time with Appleby as well, you actually notice something in the kind of corners of your eye, as there's almost two blurs in one of the corners of the room that just keep shifting around. You see these kind of two, I'd say, this sized objects, kind of just seem to be shimmering in a way that you would know to be some kind of invisibility, just kind of around the room. Every now and again, you kind of pick up on this kind of shimmer.
Okay. So Coroner is just going to get up and start pacing the room a bit.
Yep.
Just listening to the conversation, acting nonchalant. And just when they've got a good shot on where they think this guy is,
Okay.
cast Guiding Bolt at them.
Cool. Nice.
Sweats her out.
Yeah, non-lethally, but I'm casting Guiding Bolt.
Cool beans. Right, you'll be at this to
Course I
hit
will.
because they're chin visible right now. But yeah, you see one of these blurs, and yeah, you just kind of you all see as Coroner's just kind of pacing around the room, and then suddenly looks up to a specific corner, points their finger, and this bolt of light leaps out.
I had a kid
This
that
is
did
up
that.
in the corner of the room.
Seems to be, yeah.
Not true.
Damn it. I'm not rolling well today, I'm very sorry. That's a
Have my inspiration.
Okay, I've rolled, so do I re-roll the low
You can
one?
roll. You can re-roll one of them.
Cool. It's a bit better. That is still probably going to be a miss with a 13.
13. That is its AC.
Oh,
How do you cast Guiding Bolt? I don't think you've done it before.
I haven't, no. So again, it's just this coroner sort of like clasps their hand around sort of the gem on their chest, and it just like fires out of that this ethereal, like grim, like ghoulish green bolt.
Cool.
Which just flies out.
Yes, you see as Coroner kind of rotates their torso, puts their hand on their chest, as this bolt of light just shoots up into the corner.
What the fuck?
Roll your damage.
Sorry, cool, it's like 48 or something. I haven't been a cleric for
46.
46. Not lethal. Oh, sweet. I rolled like
Definitely not lethal.
Oh,
non-lethal.
God, 6 damage on 4 dice.
6 damage.
That's 3 ones and a 3.
Fuck.
Whew. This
like-
one dice rolled half the damage in total.
That's crazy.
6 damage.
Sad.
The dice are not with us today.
It's radiant. Does that help?
No.
No.
As this happens, and you see this bolt of light just shoot out of Coroner, everyone in the room jumps as, for the briefest instant, you see this outline of what appears to be a kind of larger-than-life eyeball that has just been floating in the corner of the room, invisible, as this bolt of lightning hits it, and then you see as it, once again, this invisible sheen just kind of fades back over it.
Because I used Guiding Bolt,
Yes.
until the end of my next term, it is faintly shimmering.
Yes, indeed. And you do see as this kind of orb of shimmering light is left in this corner. And as this happens, would you all roll initiative one more time for me?
God.
Oh shit.
They have discovered.
Can't believe you summoned the beholder.
Sorry, guys.
Fuck's sake.
What did you bring back with you?
Is this the Hag's Eye?
No.
Oh, that'll be fun.
No.
Do you know what this is, or...?
I don't know what this is.
Okay, cool.
Everything that I've told you is basically everything that I know.
There's the hit book sheet. That's it. I love you, Goldsies.
Very good.
Sorry, let me just rub off this crab
Anyone that
info.
can make it more visible than for 6 seconds.
I desperately need a rest,
Make
guys.
it.
No, I don't do special stuff to be fair.
So, I haven't rolled this thing yet, but I'll roll it later. Reed, what'd you get for initiative?
I got a 17.
You got a 17. Nice. 2, 3. That's Reed Bogwater. Quinn. 8. Oof. Apple Beans.
19.
19.
Whoa.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Shadow.
12.
12.
Mediocre.
That's aight.
That's fine.
I just wrote 12 as that initiative marker rather than Shadow. That was dumb. Coroner.
Also 12.
Also
Nice.
12. Nice. And Rodeo.
24.
24. Fuck.
Whoa.
Emboldened by
Pretty sure you'll
fixing
be
the
going
gun.
first. Yes, you'll be going first. How do I spell that? Okay. Yes, up first on deck, Rodeo. You see this kind of shimmering orb in the corner of the room that the coroner has just sent this green beam out of their chest at, and you see this kind of hazy green orb floating up there. And you did also see this kind of very brief illumination of it as it was struck with the magic of this kind of eye-like shape.
Anyone know what the fuck that thing is?
Kill it.
I was saying it was. Oh yeah. Okay.
So I have visual on where it is. I can see it.
you actually can see it, and actually you
You have advantage.
You have
on this
advantage
shot.
on this roll.
Ooh. Go on then, I'm taking a shot at it.
Kill him.
With advantage, that's a dirty 20.
Nice, that hits.
Sweet.
And it's with my regular pistols.
You can say, what is this thing? You draw your pistol and fire off at it.
My god, it's so fucking good to be back on dry land. That's
perfect.
10 plus my dex is 14 points of damage.
Cool. As you look up and you quick draw your pistol and just shoot this thing, you literally get it through the center of the pupil as this squelches out, and you see this kind of like pale liquid splatter against this wall, and then you hear this thud as this almost fist-size eyeball kind of drops to the ground.
Gross.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's
The eyeball's dead already.
Only one shimmering. But
You saw
someone
two shimmers in the room, two separate shimmers, and also you saw two shapes distinctly when you saw the initial thing with
Okay, so there's
Appleby.
probably.
Well, you think there's a second one?
So yeah, that is one dispatched with a quick fire shot from Rodeo. Appleby, you're up. Read, you're on deck.
Cool. Do I need to be able to see the creature for this?
The other one is completely invisible at the moment. Has not been spotted.
I'm just checking now.
Some of us aren't even aware it.
Creature
It's
you can
there.
see. Damn it.
I've announced that there's a second one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I started blasting.
So I started blasting.
I literally have
Lies.
like nothing that I can do because I've spent all my Bardic Inspo and I don't have any spell slots, and both of my cantrips are for creatures that I can see.
Okay.
So
You can make a perception check to see if you can find this creature. That's
yeah,
what you could do.
I'll make the perception.
Cool.
Perception.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yes!
You kind of like look around, knowing what you're looking for now, and you just kind of like, there it is.
Yeah, Appleby just points very pointedly.
Nice.
Can I do anything after that, or is that my action?
That would be your action.
Cool.
So you have your bonus if you can do anything with that.
With my bonus action, I continue telling the story of me in the Cape of Borea.
Okay, that's your point.
So anyway, it's this big thing in armor came and got me, and said we had a job to do. You know.
As you see Appleby just like start pointing up to one corner of the room. Reed, you're up. Shadow and Coroner, you're on deck together.
With the pointing, can I see the thing?
You can't see it currently, but what I would say is you would get a small bonus to your roll, but thanks Appleby pointing it out.
Okay, well I can fly up to roughly in that direction.
Okay,
as
yep.
close as possible.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just sort of fly up that way, like
Trying to
feeling out.
feel out for it. Cool. What I'll say is you'll still be at dis, but Appleby, what is your perception bonus?
My perception bonus, let me tell you, it's a +1.
Cool, you can have a +1 to this roll.
Nice. Wonderful.
Appleby's pointing out to
So
you.
let's do it as a dis.
It's a dis still, yeah.
I wouldn't worry. That's a
Appleby?
terrible 7.
Terrible 7, that does indeed miss. You kind of go up, you think you're going up to roughly where Appleby's pointing, you just kind of swing and just hit nothing but air.
Oh, how much movement do I have left? My flying speed
If you flew up there, that would have been about 20 feet to get up to there.
Oh, I can't get down to the floor in time then. I wanted to fly down to the other eye and have a look at it.
Have a float down to the other eye and have a look at it. Cool, yeah, you do so. It's how much more movement do you have?
I've got 10 more foot and
Cool.
I could just stop flapping.
I guess, yeah, you
Just
could.
drop.
Yeah, yeah, you do. You kind of drop onto this thing. Just give me a dex check.
Okay. Yeah, that's alright. It's 16.
Yeah, you land on your feet, no damage, as you kind of land next to this giant eyeball, and you can. We'll see what you can see next turn, actually.
Yeah.
As up to Shadow and Coroner, you're both on the same initiative there.
There's similarly not much I can do here, so I'm going to use my main action to cast Guidance on Shadow. I don't know how it's going to help you, but it's literally all I can do,
That's okay.
and that's my turn.
I should make a check.
You're guided,
I am guided.
and you have this Appleby point as well.
Hell yeah.
That's me.
Guidance is for a check, not an attack roll,
It is, unfortunately.
which is a shame. Some absolute bullshit here.
Okay.
Can I add the guidance to Appleby's perception roll?
No, it's been guided onto you, unfortunately.
Worth a try.
It is always worth a try.
I'm going.
Sometimes that nice.
Reed, how healthy are you looking?
Fine. I've taken literally no damage.
Excellent, sorry. And just in the area that Reed is, shotgun.
Cool.
I already dropped out. I'm down by the
Oh
other.
yeah.
Excellent, even better, the area where Reed was.
Cool. So you're not proficient with this, so you'll be at dis.
Dis anyway.
Cool. Oh yeah, you are. So that actually doesn't matter.
I've got. Oh, that's this range is 36.
I believe I sent
Did
it
the
to you.
shotgun have a cone? Was that a thing I remember? Or was that
It has an
something else?
option. I think it has an option to fire as a cone.
Because remember
No,
something
it's
about
a
that.
special attack where you can throw them back. Or you can make them make a save rather than making a hit roll.
That.
Cool. Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Cool beans. So yeah, you kind of like load this thing up and you just kind of, you are only really aiming at the kind of general area, so you just kind of like spray it around. And yeah, this thing will make a dexterity saving throw. Your weapon DC on this would be 8. You're not proficient with it. So what's your dex bonus?
+3. So
Plus
11.
3. So it'd be 11. It needs to save here. It does save with a 17, in fact.
That's Dexy.
But it does still take half damage. So
Nice.
that would just be the weapon damage, which is 2d4.
Nice. Give me that 2d4.
I knew I had another one.
Does it need to roll concentration, or is it more of a ability type thing for it?
You'll soon see.
5 shotgun damage.
5 shotgun damage.
Damn,
Nice.
take that shotgun damage, eyeball.
Yeah, you see as this kind of shot hits it, you do see as it kind of flickers into visibility for a moment, and you see this second giant eyeball floating in the kind of just off to the corner of one room, and then as the damage kind of passes, you see as the invisibility covers back over it again.
What kind of eyeballs do they look like? Like big human eyeballs or like goat pupils? What's the deal?
I'd say on your turn you could try and give me some kind of check to have a better look, or you could go and have a look at the one that's been destroyed.
I'll just, yeah.
But they're hard to see as they are invisible currently, or at least the living one is. So that was Shadow and Coroner. Quinn, you're up.
Cool. What people have been sat down, eating, drinking.
Yeah.
Is there any like glass of wine, open keg of ale?
There's certainly been a couple of glasses of wine on the
Big
table.
bowl of
Yeah.
sugar. Cool. I grab 2 full glasses of wine
Yeah.
and I throw them up to where Applebee's pointing to drench this thing
Oh,
in red
Liza's
wine.
gonna
Cool,
have
nice.
a terrible time cleaning her ceiling.
Give me a pour.
Never mind.
Just like an attack roll plus your dex at disc. It's invisible.
Cool. Plus the one from Applebee.
Plus one for Appleby.
Nice. Nope. That's fine.
You gotta go to chuck the wine. It doesn't even nearly go high enough, and it just kind of
Very high
soaks the floor of the wall a bit.
Ruined the white carpet.
Well, it worked in my head.
You kind of see as well as one glass is white wine. It's just like that one. Anything else you'd like to do with bonus action?
Sip the wine.
Sip the wine. Cool. You kind of like drain the last dredge yourself
With a
that.
drink.
Up next is this eye. Yeah, I honestly surprised it got turned.
Can't see it.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, but they have very little health.
We've got at least 2 characters that can only harm things they can see at this point.
Well, I didn't know that.
That's why I looked at the wine.
So you see as it suddenly becomes visible, this horrid looking eye, you now can certainly all get a pretty decent look at this, as it's like I said, about a fist-sized eyeball. And what you do notice, as it's different from most eyes, is you see kind of revolving around this eyeball is 5 or 6 different pupils that seem to be kind of like taking focus on you, then it spins around, kind of another pupil takes focus on you. And you see as they're all trying to look at different people in the room at the same time, and they're almost fighting for space in this kind of white orb of the eye. Eventually one locks on to a couple of you. I'm going to roll for this randomly. So that's going to be Appleby for the first one, and Quinn for the second one. So we'll do Quinn first. Could you give me a wisdom saving throw, please, as you feel this thing's gaze upon you and pure terror starts to enter your mind?
No, I can't. 5.
5, you are now frightened of this
I
creature
am indeed.
until the start of your next turn. And Appleby, could you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
12.
12. That meets it and beats it.
yeah.
As you feel this kind of like, it's almost like the same kind of magic that you sometimes feel emanating from Quinn. So you kind of like, maybe a little bit resistant to it just from kind of inherently being around them, as you feel like this was trying to charm you in some way as you shake that off. That's its turn, as you see it turn invisible once more at the end of its turn.
You
And that's
piece of
going to
shit.
take us back to the top onto Rodeo's turn. And Appleby, you're on deck.
So I can't. Can I currently see it?
You can't currently see it, but you just saw where it was, and Appleby is still kind of pointing up at that kind of
Okay.
area. It doesn't seem to have moved on its own.
It became invisible
You'll
again at the
know by
end of all
now,
of its
but-
nonsense.
Yeah, so it came visible, looked at the two of them, and then turned invisible again.
Cool. I am going to try and take a shot at where it was a second ago.
Cool. Yeah, you'll be at dis again because it's invisible, but you will have the +1 from Appleby.
Okay.
Ooh.
13?
13 hits. That's
Yes.
a
Yeah. Take that, eye.
Get some knife, Grandma.
That's another 14 points of damage.
Another
again.
14 damage. How do you finish this second eye as you've shot both of them out of the sky?
Again, clean through the middle.
Nice. As this kind of like, you see it actually appear visible, it looks directly at you, Rodeo, as you shoot it through the eyeball.
That's
Hell yeah.
Reader
Max
moves like,
one.
dies out the way.
It was 10.
No, because you rolled a d10.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay, then I did. There was 5 points of damage. Please, the wrong dice.
Oh, it's 5 points of damage?
Yeah.
It's still alive. Still alive as this gunshot just wings the eyeball. You see as a bit of flesh kind of peels off, but it is still
Just kept your damn mouth
I'm
shut.
so sorry.
still alive. It's bloodied at this stage. You see this kind of like goo begin to seep out of the one side of this fist-sized eye as we take it back to Appleby's turn.
Is it visible at this point then?
Oh,
Is the goo visible?
the goo actually is visible.
Okay. How high off the ground is it?
About 20 feet.
Aim for the goo.
If only
I can't
in
jump
this
that high.
moment
I
we
was
had
like,
some
can I jump
sort
and
of
like swipe it?
You could throw a dagger in.
I could.
harpoon.
I could. I don't have proficiency if I do that as a bonus action though, do I?
You don't add your dex to the damage. That's
Dex
the
damage.
difference.
Okay. It's not at disc, so I can see it.
What I'd say now, yeah, it'd be a normal roll because you can definitely see this goo begin to
Okay.
seep out of it as it's bloody now.
Okay, if I throw my special dagger, that's a 11 plus the one from Appleby. 12.
Just misses, unfortunately. As you throw out this dagger, it just kind of bings into the wall.
We'll be getting that back immediately.
Appleby.
Now, important question here. Can
Yes.
I viciously mock the goo?
I'd say with the goo like seeping out, you have a good enough idea of where this thing is.
Okay.
Hang on. Is throwing the dagger a ranged attack?
Yes.
Okay, then I get an extra +2 to that.
Oh, cool. You do hit.
Yes,
Hey.
perfect.
Roll
So
damage.
That's
Straight on forward.
Damn it, I'll never get to
that's another
viciously
2
mock
points
the
of
goo.
damage.
Another 2 points of damage. The dagger like sings in and pins it to the wall, and you see as it's still alive, just as it is just clinging on to life, as this dagger is now just pinning it to the back wall. Appleby, you
held it
can,
in place for everybody else. Like a butterfly on like the taxidermy thing.
exactly, yeah. Appleby, you see this thing, and what do you say to it?
Go on, say something mean.
I viciously mock it and I say, I spy with my little eye something ending. And
Wisdom
That's
save?
cool.
yes, please.
Gets a 15.
Oh, what the fuck, bro?
Sorry, bro.
What the fuck, bro?
Bro.
I haven't got my spell save DC written down, but it's just my charisma +8, right?
It's your.
And proficiency.
Oh,
Isn't it 10?
So
No, it's 8 plus your proficiency plus your whiz.
yeah.
No, your charisma, sorry.
11, 12, 13.
13. It kind of you see this and it kind of like in its death throes just doesn't seem to comprehend even what you're saying to it.
You cunt! And I'll just lob a dagger at him.
Give me an attack
I'm
roll.
playing darts with this thing now.
A regular attack roll.
Up, we get angry.
It's poor, bro.
Oh,
6.
Miss. Just twang it into the wall.
I'm just like
Reed, you're up.
boiling
Okay.
over.
Little bits of dirt falling on the range.
I can fly up.
You can fly up, yeah.
Yeah. So I just fly up to
smack
it and this thing. Shalaila.
Yeah, Shillagly.
The
Yeah,
second
nice. Give me an
stab
attack
today.
roll.
Okay. Yeah, just an attack roll. Come on. Don't mess me
Get
up.
that
What do I add to it again?
Pineapple sticks.
Oh my god!
Wait, I'm using my inspiration. I'm doing it. I'm using my inspiration. It's gonna happen.
It's not supposed to be this hard.
Yeah!
Hey.
Nice, that's a 17.
That hits. How do you kill it? It's on 1 hit point.
Reed just goes, I've actually hit a lot of eyes today. Sorry.
Stab it through, and you feel now as this thing's gaze finally ceases. As these two eyes flop to the ground, and you see as they're kind of
into the wall.
no, so you kind of stab through it. Kind of like goo just kind of dissipates enough, and it just kind of slops messily to the ground. You see as the like 4 NPCs who are in the room kind of are all taken aback by this sudden and quite quick display of violence that just occurred. You see as Lyra's there with kind of like her hand on her sword ready to go, but a bit too in her cups to really have been effective in the fight. Kind of. Well. Everyone above from Quinn, thank you very much for that.
Fuck you!
Appleby just
Look
goes
at my
over.
walls!
Appleby goes over grumpily,
Prestidigitation.
picks up his dagger and sort of, I used one of my best lines on that. He's a fucking stupid fucking eyeball piece of shit.
Yeah, so, what the fuck?
I think maybe we shouldn't hang around too much longer.
As you see, at this point, Aldous especially kind of comes up to these eyes and begins like looking over them and kind of like seems to have quite a deep set fascination on his face. Just kind of looking at these eyes. And, these are quite fascinating, actually.
Do you know how they got there, Mr. Magic Man?
Also, what's on the top of that crimson gallon symbol at the bottom corner?
Looks like a red eye to me.
Well, this is some kind of sight beyond sight. Someone has sent these here to observe what's going on. Did you say you spotted them with this one earlier?
Maybe I'll let them in.
He was kind of talking to you, Quinn.
Oh, spotted them with... No, like, there's this eye here.
No, through the portal.
Through the portal. No,
You saw 2 figures, mate.
I saw 2 figures, but
There's 2 figures.
one was humanoid, right? Well, one was Appleby, and then one was...
One was Appleby, and you saw this kind of like blink of magic that implied that some other things had come through with him.
Oh, shit, okay. Yeah, I totally misinterpreted that.
Fair.
I totally misinterpreted that. Yeah, I guess they may have come through with you.
You definitely kind of putting these pieces together now. These kind of only really started occurring when Appleby came back, and yeah, you definitely did see something come back with him.
Maybe the eater of faces just leaves the eyes behind.
Is this Gallon based? Your quest, did they show up?
Listen, no. Okay. Not as far it's pretty easy.
Was the guy in big armour, was it red armour?
No. I think I remember if it was red armour.
What colour are the eyes?
You see as it's kind of like the main bulk of the eye is like a white kind of base, and there's multiple pupils in there of varying colours.
Okay.
There's actually, now that you can see, there's 4 pupils of different colours, just kind of like swimming around.
Just kind of natural human colours, or like weird?
There is a pink, a blue, a red, and a green.
Yeah, those are weird.
Maybe they just wanted to make sure that I got back okay.
You kind of like, as Aldous is examining these things, it would have taken quite a powerful practitioner to create something like this. It seemed to have innate magical abilities of its own. Very fascinating.
So what, it's like alive?
Yes, would appear so, yes. To a degree, it's maybe not true life as you would see it, but certainly there were some form of animation was imbued into these creatures.
Coroner writes out a death certificate to be safe.
It's I1, I2.
Left eye, right eye.
Okay, cool. Which one's which?
The one that's on my left.
Okay.
It's the right eye.
Yeah, as if they were looking at you, I get it.
Yeah.
You seen anything like this before, mate? In your travels?
Yes, not exactly like this, but this reminds me of, well, to put it quite plainly, evil magic. This would appear to be some kind of
That's subjective.
offshoot of a beholder-like creature, almost.
I have to
Fucking Lord.
pause you. For those of us not maybe aware, a holder.
It's this giant aberration. It's like an eye. It's like a big eye with a mouth and lots of eye stalks. But this is a much more minor creature. This is often used as servants to other evil beings. If my experience is anything to go by, this is no true beholder. No, we know about that, I'm afraid.
Could like somebody use those to like watch us and like?
I think that's probably exactly what they were doing.
Then we should call them scriballs.
No, that's quite clever.
Thank you. Carry on. That's my contribution.
Takes his bite and leaves.
Have you eaten a bit of both of them?
Are they sentient?
Are you asking us to Aldous?
Yeah.
I think they would have a portion of whoever created them sentience within them. I don't think they would have a true sentience like me or you, free will, personality, things like that. But
This raises an interesting moral dilemma, and I will mull it over.
But
Well, I eat some of this eyeball.
Do you want us to like cut off a bit of the eye so that you can eat it later if you decide you should have eaten it?
kind of has the consistency of like a soft-boiled egg.
Ooh.
Selling it to me.
All right,
Well, really cold.
That's just the voices on either side of Reed's shoulder. Looks a bit like a boiled egg. Nice. Reed's like, yeah, just in case.
yeah.
Take it in a little doggy bag to go.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, I had a feeling this might happen.
I feel like this is going to become a theme of the campaign.
That's a 16.
16. You can't really have to struggle to get this thing down. It does not taste good. It tastes like death. This creature, you think, is not alive in a way, or hasn't been alive in a way that you would call alive in quite some time, as you taste this kind of morbid, putrid flesh of this eyeball.
Yeah, I didn't need to eat that. Next time I'll just leave it.
Were they literally just the ball? Did they have like veins coming off them as if they'd been plucked from something, or were
Just
they
the balls, it seemed like. Just
floating
like
tennis
floating
balls?
eyeballs.
Just the ball.
Just
balls.
nothing but balls.
There's the episode title for you.
Just the ball.
Right. I don't want to keep asking you questions because I feel like it's not fair on you, but at the same time, you're the only one that might fucking know Appleby. Eater of Faces, did you meet them?
Oh,
See
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Wow. Like a big, like, imagine like, don't know, had dark hair, centipede body,
I would have started with it.
Yeah, well, that's
humanoid-ish torso, green skin.
Handsome
and-
eyes.
Well, I mean, I would say handsome eyes, but the face changed every few times. We give them a new face and they ate it, and then it changed. So, you know, it's difficult to describe their face. But nothing. They didn't have any floating eyes. I do perhaps wonder if it was I'm a fella who said he was on a mission. He was on a mission from his master, and
His mister?
His master. I don't think the man had a mister. He was particularly romantically interested in a good few. Including the eater of faces at one point, perhaps.
What? So you were like hanging out with a horny suit of armour?
Well, it wasn't just a suit of armour. He had a,
Do you have a name?
yeah, probably. Most do, I think.
Yeah.
But he did say that he was enacting a task for his master. They must have had some pretty powerful magical prowess to get me from here to the Kipaporia. So,
Maybe like they have more missions for you?
well, maybe they just wanted to keep an eye.
Or two.
Oh.
I don't. What?
I'll make a joke every 10 years. This was it.
It landed.
yeah, well done.
Fuck's sake.
You now canonically can't make a joke for the rest of the campaign.
That's alright.
Do we want to like skip town now, or do we want to finish the rest?
Well, I'm going to be honest, this doesn't seem like a gallant thing. Yeah, this seems like some weird pervert was keeping an eye on Appleby after taking him for a weird face-stealing romp.
I think we might be
Wasn't
safe
he
to
at
finish
all?
the rest.
Wasn't it all?
Job.
I would concur with that assessment. I would imagine that this would be something that would not really fit into the Gallant's wheelhouse per se, at least from what I know of them and the legends at least, and from what Faisal has been telling me in my time away, it seems like they are a more military organization, but certainly this is concerning either way.
I mean, reconnaissance is definitely a military trait.
That's true.
I reckon.
Answers will play out in time.
I reckon for now we carry on with the original plan. Just maybe keep someone else on watch with me while everyone takes a rest.
Is there
And
is there still people? Sorry, this isn't in character. Is there still gallants in this building?
There's one.
There's one gallant in
One that
the
we got locked up.
Phylon Erlandir is here.
Okay, and he's doing steers.
He's locked up somewhere. You've actually not seen him since Lyra locked him up.
That was really good, Tom.
Thanks. Cool. Just wanted to check. Sorry, Jamie, carry on.
no, I was just going to say we carry on with the plan as such. Keep a few more watches out to make sure nothing creeps up on us in the night, and continue as planned.
I think if you give me long time, I can see them. Maybe. That'd be nice.
I would quite like that, but
Yeah.
now I'm in desperate need of a rest. I am spent.
So, as you all begin to kind of get bedded down for a rest, are you all staying at High House tonight, I presume?
Yeah.
Cool. Just kind of chilling out in the lounge.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, you kind of make up almost like a mock kind of like barracks for yourselves up in this lounge with kind of blankets, kind of the trappings of a small rest. Lyra and her manservant definitely help out kind of finding you bedding and things like that, as she's more than willing to help you guys after kind of seeing what you've done so far. Yeah, sorry, you said there was something you'd like to do.
I'll probably grab Rodeo at some point in the evening.
Cool.
Just be like, I need your advice on something. Can we talk?
Alright, far away.
Cool. I'll take you to one side somewhere and be like, I've been thinking about this Erlandir kid, and you're a law woman, and I don't have much experience with the law, but I think he deserves another chance. I don't know, just from the assessment I got from him, you said this thing is a cult. It feels like maybe he was brainwashed, and I pull out the stone and I'm like, well, I could send him back
Oh, you mean the kid downstairs?
to them. Yeah. Rich boy. I don't know if we can convince him that he made a mistake, but I don't know. Is it worth giving him a second chance and telling him to leave the Gallants and, swear them off? Or do you think we should just take him with us?
I don't know if it'll be quite as straightforward as that. From what he said, it sounds like his whole family's got skin in this game. It sounds like it's a generational thing. And if he was just some random kid they got off the street and he had nowhere else to go, then yeah, maybe we could convince him that something better was out there. But if mommy and daddy and all his family are a part of this thing, then
He's right back in.
he don't know no different.
That's a fair point. I appreciate that.
But it might be worth talking to him. And I don't know. I don't think we could turn him necessarily, but he did look young and pretty scared of us. I'm not sure I fucking blame him, but
Everyone's afraid of you.
I don't know. It might be worth having another little chit chat at some point. Maybe we do send him home.
Just not yet.
Maybe we do, but maybe we send him back as a guy on the inside. Maybe we can't force him to leave, but maybe we can convince him to keep us informed of certain things.
I like that.
Might be worth a try.
Maybe traveling with us band of weirdos and a couple of dragons will help set him straight.
Yeah, maybe he'll turn out to be a good kid after all. Anything can fucking happen apparently.
Yes. Yeah, right. I put the stone in. So, thank you. You're the one kind of rock that I've kind of found in my month out. It's weird to say that to someone I've known for a much smaller portion of my life than I had originally thought, but for what it's worth. And Quinn, being quite small, just gives you a little hug around the waist
Aww.
for like a second, and then...
Yeah, really, will pat Quinn on the back and, hey, when you're out there all alone, you stick to the folks you find, no matter how long you've known them for. It's what you do. It's the way you stay alive.
I'm glad I found you in Faisal.
Yeah, I'm glad I found you too. Pat him on the head.
Rejoin the group.
After a couple of hours pass into this rest, Shadow, Lysra's manservant comes up to you. There's a guest at the door for you. A big, furry, horned fellow.
Oh. Yeah,
Says
all
he
right.
has a stool.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck now? Oh, thank God.
Head back down, and you see this familiar silhouette in the doorway. This large, hulking silhouette of a Minotaur, similar to the Tauratars of your homeland. But you can see here, this Minotaur figure is a lot bigger and kind of just in the way he smells. You can tell this is a different nature of creature entirely, not natural so much as you can almost taste the slight demon energy that is upon this creature. As he kind of like cautiously kind of approaches you, kind of like looking around. He doesn't look like he's been to High House before, and kind of like looks around with very kind of keen interest. Greetings.
Hello, mate.
Finished as promised. Hands
you
you
very
this
much.
very finely crafted stool with this now backrest added on.
Oh. Thank you. I
Okay.
wasn't expecting this. Thank you for doing it so quickly. I'll give you 10 gold.
Pleasure. Kind of like heads back. I'm
You
just
alright?
yes, fine. Just like to get a job done.
Oh, I appreciate it. You just looked a bit uncomfortable.
I don't get out much. You see, it's kind of like it's kind of the dead of night now, and you see his kind of like reappears. While it's never fully empty, you see most of the goblins now would be in the tavern at this kind of time of the evening, and you do see it's kind of late at night, and yeah, certainly he's kind of there's not many people around here.
How'd you end up here?
I've been here for a while since the dwarves, before they left.
You were here before then?
Yes, I knew Gilbert's father
Ah,
when he was running the store.
right.
His name was also Gilbert.
Yeah, it tracks. What was it like?
Less goblins, more dwarves, a bit more organised.
Yeah.
There weren't no holes in the jetties either. But it's not so bad now.
No. Well, if you're getting out and about, take a trip up to Rodgods. It's a better afternoon than you think.
They've got great inventory.
Thank you. Kind of like nods and kind of just steps back out into the night.
In fact, I'll hold you there. Tell him Shadow sent you, and I'll hand him my 75% off voucher.
Thank you. And like pockets there and kind of raises this big hood that covers his whole head and the kind of horns and kind of like kind of crooked of back, kind of slumps back into the night out of
Right.
High House.
Oh, the chair.
And as you all begin to make your way into the land of Bedibo, a much different and more dangerous world than Ellseworld.
Is that also on the moon?
It's on one of the other moons,
On
yes.
the other moon.
As your characters slip into the land of Bedibos and we take a step back from the land of Ellseworld, I think that is where we're going to wrap up tonight's session.
Nice.
Thank you very, very much to my players, as always, for playing. Thank you very much to the viewers for viewing. Thanks to everyone that got into chat, and it was looked like you're having a good time in there.
Thank you to patrons.
Yeah, thank you to the patrons for your votes and the dice rolls you gave out because of it. Thank you to Dr. Lord Reverend Ferrets for subscribing, I think, at the beginning there. And yeah, thank you all for staying tuned. If you're watching this on the past broadcast, well done for getting this far. You get 10 gold.
If you are watching this in a past broadcast, please do not put in the comments what my intro thing is.
No spoilers. Well, yeah, we'll wrap up this stream with some plugs, I think.
Follow Dungeoneers Pack.
While I go and do my toilet,
There
as
we go.
usual.
Next up.
Follow Dungeoneers_pack. We post a load of great items drawn by this wonderful chap here and a bunch of other DM resource content made by us wonderful folks. Also player-driven content as well. We posted a legendary item from the pirate stream that Hal's character is wielded and now Elliot's character is wielding, known as the Malachite Maul, so go give that some loves. Also, you can buy prints as well if you go to Dungeoneers Cellar. Do that, I guess.
That's on Etsy.
That's on Etsy. Speaking of things that are also on Etsy, the Bramble Row, our friend Annie, who is not with us at the moment for this session, but she plays in Pirates, makes wonderful little things. Go and check out those wonderful little things.
Anything made out of fabric, she can do it for you. I've told you that now, so sorry,
She has to
Annie.
live with it.
It's legally binding.
Jams, follow Jams on all the social medias
That's
that
me.
exist, even Tidal, which I think is
Never
just
heard
music.
of.
SoundCloud?
I'm on
You
it.
got a
apparently.
SoundCloud?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
The
I
rap
do.
career's not kicked off yet.
No, not yet.
Nah.
I'm working on it.
I'm loving your EP.
Follow me on Twitch, actually. I've just
Yes.
set up my Twitch account and I'm going to start
Ew.
doing some streaming by myself for the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I will still be doing art streams every so often on the Heroes Grove channel with my good friend and co-host Jamie, but our schedules are very rarely aligning. So on the weeks that me and Jamie can't do one together, I will probably be doing shorter solo streams on my channel where you can just kind of come and watch me work on whatever I'm working on.
Or play
Um,
Bug Snacks.
Or yeah, potentially playing some games in the future. Kane might join.
If you stream Bug Snacks, can I play Bug Snacks with you? That's amazing.
If you want to, it's a single person game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've looked it up.
I'll
If
ju-
everyone wants to come
Tom,
and play
I
Bug
own
Snacks with me.
Bugsnack.
You own Bug
Yeah, I
Snacks?
just installed
What?
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Everyone download Bug Snacks apparently.
Yeah.
Not sponsored
Bug
by Bug
Snack
Snacks. But yeah, potentially playing some games
Sponsored
in the
by
future. But yeah,
Kira
go
Kira
follow me, Jams Control on Twitch and also every other social media except SoundCloud because the rap career hasn't taken off yet.
Jams MCM.
I would still follow them on SoundCloud though.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
I'd give it a go.
Uh,
I think that's it.
that's everything.
Patron. Oh, Callum.
Oh, hey, if you're in the Bristol area on Wednesday, come along. Excellent. Come along to the John something Lighthouse Cabot Theatre. There's a boat.
For directing boats.
Like, the problem I have with remembering the name of this boat is it sounds very close to John Steinbeck, so I always want to call it the John Steinbeck boat, and then my brain goes, we're going to call it the View from a Bridge boat, and then I've forgotten the actual name of it, but it's the John something Lighthouse. The reason you should be there, get to the point, Cal, is the Satellite of Love, the poetry night that used to run in Easton at the Green Bank, is being relaunched. Now it's on a boat, so if you like poetry, come see poetry on a boat. Silent is headlining. That's it. I'll plug more events that I have
Go
in the
to the
future.
boat. Go to the boat.
Go to the boat.
Listen to Wildcat
Listen to the boat.
Boozy.
Speaking of boats and going to things as well, you would all gain 50 experience points for completing your fishing lesson with Payet Duet, and a further 50 experience points for defeating the Dread Crab Dragon of Riapris.
Level 2, baby!
We're adults now.
300 XP, I believe.
Good,
Fuck yeah.
baby.
Nice.
Oh, I'm an enchanter.
Woo!
I'm a druid.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very, very much for everyone watching. We'll see you very soon, I'm sure. Next week, I think it's going to be a Hub World hosted by our very own Tom Robertson. So get ready for that. Yeah, that's it for now.
Have a rest.
Have a long rest at the Grove. Stay grovy. Lie down on that moss and go to bed.